Hey, welcome everybody to the BYB Podcast. That's right. It's just the Quad Father here on a Tuesday afternoon. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day out there. And if you're not having a wonderful day, I hope it just gets better and better for you. But yes, indeed. We're just fucking around on a Tuesday afternoon. Not much going on. So I figured, hey, what's up? Let's hit it. Let's go live. Let's do it. Exactly. Do you see you folks out there in the chat? Welcome. All right. Yeah, Rochi, Honky Tonk, Tennessee. We'll do a shout out like we'll do it like Opie does, right? Might as well do it just like Opie started off. How about we just start reading free chat and be a total douchebag like Opie? How do we? Yes. No, we're doing a show. This is absolutely a show. We're just fucking around on a Tuesday. Possibly it could turn into a new show, but yes, Opie, as you guys all know, Greg, Opie Hughes, as you could probably tell by looking at the thumbnail, that's what we're here for. Talk about the Opster, man. That's what we're doing. Yeah, we're here in the Dabbleverse, dead center in the Dabbleverse. Quadfather, as you know, we do cover the Dabbleverse, the Hackverse, the whatever the fuck verse we're doing over here. BYB, we're absolutely here for the Dabbleverse. We love it. We're into it. We will be doing it for a long time to come, right? I don't think the death of the Dabbleverse is near. We have been looking for whoever could be the center of it. With the new absence of our buddy Stuttering John, as you know, I'm just sitting here in my wheelchair prison that Stuttering John left me in. But yeah, I just wanted to welcome everybody in, give you guys a second to get in here. I got a phone call like 20 minutes ago. That's why we had a little bit of a late start. So I do apologize for the late start. That was unfortunate. But yes, absolutely got a phone call. Someone had a breakdown in the fam and wanted some help. So I had to get a tow truck and get the damn thing towed over to a mechanic. You know how it goes. Life is coming at us quick, folks. Whether we want to deal with that shit or not, we got to deal with it sometimes. So, yep. The old Quad Father had to use his phone and help someone out. So that is one thing I'm capable of, is using my cell phone. I'm not useful for much else. I can't go fix vehicles, but can't turn too many wrenches. Can't crawl around on the ground. Well, I can crawl around on the ground. I just can't get under a rig and fix it. But that is just what's going on in the Quad Fathers, the Quadverse, I guess they're calling it, right? Yes. But yeah, so anyway, we're just here doing it on a Tuesday afternoon. We're not rocking it, we're not rolling it. This is kind of a different kind of show. I guess the main point of this show is just to kind of take a peek at the old Opester and see what makes a lolcow. What is the special qualities of a lolcow? What makes them worthy of coverage? What makes them interesting enough to actually cover the shit they're doing on a daily basis? The Opster is definitely putting a lot of content out there. It's all very free and all very easy to find. It's right there on YouTube. Nobody has to go searching very far to find him. Like we've covered plenty on this show before. Absolutely. The guy goes live at fucking 6:00 in the morning. What he's doing, you kind of all have the feel for it, right? He hits the live button. He starts reading the chat. He's Snowy from Michigan. Yeah, no, I don't think Snowy's helping him out too much these days. But the Opster, he hits that live button first thing in the morning, and he talks to his chat, and he gets about as many viewers as I've got right now. So I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not sitting here trying to blow smoke up all your asses and tell you that this is the show. But I think we put on a better show at BYB than Opie has ever dreamed of. He's really a fucking knucklehead. I really don't understand what his point of live streaming is. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that. Like sitting there in his high rise with that beautiful, view of the city behind him. I don't know, maybe not beautiful, but or he's at his ocean house and he's got that beautiful ocean behind him, and he's in a really nice place. He's worth millions of dollars, we're told. Sitting there with a bank just stuffed full of cash. And the reason for going live, we'll never figure out, because he's not doing a show. He's not actually putting any effort into doing a real show. It doesn't seem like. It's not like Anthony, who got fired back in 2014 and been working his ass off ever since to try to put something good together. And finally, his fruits are paying off. Getting back onto WABC. Yeah, I don't whatever. I don't have to say like a jackass, but that is the point. Anthony is doing something. He took whatever he's doing there a couple hours on Sunday. To start off with, he's already been syndicated, so I assume that he'll be in a regular rotation very quickly. So we will be staying tuned for that, folks. Indeed. I hope it doesn't take away from his other duties, because I'm paying for that subscription over there at censored.tv, or I should say Compound Censored now, right? Compound Censored. Yeah, I don't know. God damn you. All right, you guys can fuck with me in the chat. That's fine, Mr. Z. I'll call you out. Fucking with me. How dare you, sir? Some of you fuckers in the chat are jerks today. I love it, though. If you noticed, pinned at the top of the chat, there is a poll question today. The poll question being is Opie a lolcow worthy of being the nucleus of the Dabbleverse? Dabbleverse. Is he actually worthy of being the center of it in the hiatus that is Stuttering John? Whatever. There's a lot of questions out there right now. The question is, from from Sunday afternoon, we did the weekly Dabble review, and the question was, is Stuttering John ever coming back? And a lot of people do think that he's pretty much like he might come and go as he pleases, but I highly doubt that he'll ever do a daily show like he was doing. And what else? We got freaking Opie Hughes. He does a show every single day. So as far as the content goes and the amount of stuff he's putting out there, it does seem like he actually does enough content to cover him, the number one lolcow. I don't know. Can we make him the lolcow of the Dabbleverse, Hackverse? Is Kevin Brennan the number one of the Hackverse? Should we only be paying attention to Kevin Brennan? Is Kevin Brennan even a lolcow? Like, there's a lot of arguments on that. Whatever. Like we have Steel Toe. We can all pretty much agree at this point is 100% a lolcow, and I love covering the guy. I think he's interesting as hell. From whatever him doing all of his illicit activities and being a cum drinker, being a weirdo, being a shitty dad, being a whatever you want to say, like a fake boxer, fake radio guy, fake all the above. Yeah, I definitely would consider him a lolcow. Or as Pot Awful always likes to say, the goon alarm is going off. And we have a lot of gatekeepers. It does seem like there's a lot of gatekeepers around the Dabbleverse, Hackverse. Everybody has an opinion on who deserves to be here, who doesn't deserve to be here, whether or not this guy or that guy's worthy of our attention, whether it be positive attention or negative attention. I get that a lot. Obviously, I mean, I have no background in podcasting or broadcasting or TV or any entertainment whatsoever, stand up, etc. So I know that a lot of people look at someone like me and they're probably thinking like, what the hell are you doing here, dude? You don't belong here. You don't belong here. I get that kind of shit from people like Jesse PS, Pot Awful, that guy. He's told me I just need to wrap it up and fucking quit. Yeah, it shows. How dare you, shit show? I know, man. But yeah, people like Jesse PS, you know, they say they see someone like me, and I'm sure his goon alarm is going off. He would probably like to turn me into a lolcow and cover me. But maybe I'm not interesting enough, and that's just fine with me. I'll tell you that. I don't want to become a lolcow that gets 24/7 coverage. That doesn't seem like fun. So I'll leave that kind of stuff to the Tom Gullies and the comedy shamans and all those kind of folks. I prefer it stay over there. Absolutely. But yeah, it is Opie worthy of our attention on that level? We can see the difference. You know, you watch an Anthony Cumia show, you can see the guy's polish, you can see he's entertaining. You can see that he knows what he's doing, he knows where he's headed with the topics and all that kind of shit. And for the most part, he has an ethos. He has a back, you know, he has a spine. He has like an actual opinion on things, and he's not afraid to share it. Unlike Opie, who seems like, you know, there's these wishy-washy people. You know, Steel Toe, you know, the guy, let's just talk about racism. Like Anthony Cumia, you know, he'll tell you flat out to your face, like, yeah, I'm not a fan of the black community, and he'll own it. Unlike someone like Steel Toe, who you know has all the same fucking feelings and thoughts, but would he own it? Not a chance in hell. There's 0% chance in hell that Steel Toe owns it. He had to even he put his fucking Shaka up. He loved Shaka. He loved making fun of the black people. But yeah, the second he thinks he has a chance at getting back on radio, he'll hide those kind of views. You know what I mean? But yeah, but back to the gatekeeping. Absolutely, people like Jesse PS would prefer that people like myself that just do streaming to YouTube. He would be like, I had this conversation with him, and what he was saying was like, do you have a .com? No, I don't have a .com. Do you have an RSS feed? No, I don't have an RSS feed. Well, then you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, well, I like to watch. I like to watch shows. I like to break them down. I like to make fun of them and have some, laughs at other people's expenses. Is that so bad? And it's like, yeah, all you guys that just turn on your fucking StreamYard and stream in boxes, you shouldn't be here. And it's like, well, why not? Like there's room for everybody, unless you guys are that concerned that the newbies are taking away the views from the old school guys, or what? We don't do good enough content to if I'm entertaining someone and people watch, then what the fuck do you care that people like myself exist in this world, in this universe of podcasting? And it's not even, I'm not even crying a river about it. You know what I mean? I'm not bitching. My point is like, yeah, you want to gatekeep, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep doing podcasting. I don't really give a fuck what anyone thinks. I've got my opinions. I'm going to keep doing what I do because I enjoy doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But yeah, whatever. I don't need an RSS feed. I like using the StreamYard because it's easy to add other people. And guess what? I like doing podcasts with other people. So that's kind of what it comes down to. But yeah, what is a lolcow? I don't know. What makes this guy special, compared to the other guy? What makes Opie and that's kind of what we're going to look into today. Is he actually entertaining enough or interesting enough to make a lolcow? And it's lolcow, LOL, as in lots of laughs cow. So I see some of you are confused. Lolcow, LOW. No, it's not lolcow. I'm sure they're both kind of very similar when you think about it, whether you're low or you're an LOL. Okay, who's coming on? No, you guys quit telling me what to do. How dare you? But yeah, what does make a lolcow different than other people? What is that je ne sais quoi? What is that special thing about them that makes them different than others to make them worthy of coverage? Yeah, it's hard to say, but I think some of these people are sociopaths, and if they're actual sociopaths that are just shitty people, then absolutely they deserve the hate. We have seen in the past, like people like Steel Toe. He seems to not really have much empathy towards other people. He doesn't seem to have I don't know. Like Stuttering John, even he had an ethos. Like he's a super lib. I don't really think. I think he is kind of a sociopath as well. But indeed, he did have an ethos. He comes from a hardcore leftist. Like that's his entire take. Being a hardcore leftist with the shittiest takes of all time. And I only say that because I'm a conservative, but at least he had a spine. You know what I mean? Like he had a thought and he had a feeling of how things are, and he went for it. Like Opie, he kind of seems wishy-washy. Steel Toe, they kind of seem wishy-washy with their views. they'll take whatever is the easiest path. Always the easiest path. It does seem that way. And Opie, as far as I can tell, he just does not want to. He doesn't want to really give it any effort, and I don't know what that is, man. Because like he was a broadcaster. He did have his broadcasting background. He's a trained broadcaster. So why doesn't he just get his studio and give it his all, 100%? That doesn't really make any sense to me. Because if you look at what Anthony's done, that's completely what he's done the entire time since he's been off of Sirius. He's given it 100%, had studios, even whatever he did compound, but it's not just compound. It's, the studio he built in South Carolina. Like he paid attention to detail. He 100% went for it. And you could tell that Opie is like half-ass trying just so that he can say that, like, oh yeah, if I don't succeed, then it's because I'm not really trying to do a show. Yes, but yeah, I mean, whatever. I'll send out the link if you guys want me to send out a link, but I'm definitely going to be going into some clips. So if you guys want to hang out and watch me watch clips of our little buddy Opie, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break him down, check out his stuff, see what he's got going. I've just been looking at his channel recently, and I did realize, no, you didn't lose a bet, you jerk. You couldn't. God damn, you guys are brutal today, man. I do love all of you being here. Thank you very much for showing up. But motherfuckers, you guys are meanie bajeenies. You guys aren't nice. That's a fact. Did I lose a bet? No, you didn't lose a bet, shit show. How dare you? This today another holiday. No, I mean, I just wanted to make that clear. We absolutely do keep our same schedule. So it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern. And of course, we do the weekly Dabble review every Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern. So that doesn't change. That will not change. I just wanted to fuck around and do another show. So yeah, I was sitting around looking at Opie content and just had a bunch of thoughts about it. And I considered, just saying flat out that Opie deserves another look at being number one in our universe. So it's that fucking simple, folks. I don't know what you don't understand about that. I know you guys are yelling at me because this isn't just a regular BYB show. But guess what? We don't have to do every fucking show the same. So take that for what you mean it for. Yeah, whatever. I'll get Johnny the other cripple on here. How's that? See what you think about that. We'll have cripple fights on the show. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. We'll do topics. We'll do clips. Like I said, what does make a lolcow special? What is that special thing that makes them different than others? As you can see, Melton, how he covers, that's one person that Jesse PS really seems to have a hard on for, and I mean respect when I say hard on. He's like, oh yeah, he's one of the originals that's been around for 20 some years now. And the way he covers things, he is a professional, no doubt about that. But when he goes and looks for a lolcow, what does he look for? Like, what are the special qualities? How can you spot a lolcow that deserves the attention compared to someone that's whatever, not quite on the level of spending a bunch of time covering? Yes, he's got a long list of people he's gone through in the past. It comes and goes to who he covers, but let's get into it, folks. let's just let's pull it up right now. Opie Radio, folks. Yeah, I don't know. As we all know, the guy got fired from Sirius XM, 9 years ago now? 2018, something like that. Actually, I could look it up. The guy, Opie, he's got a beautiful wife and kids, and they're always sitting in the other room while he's doing podcasting. But yeah, I don't know. Why is he podcasting for free at 6 a.m. in the morning when he's got other stuff he could be doing? I have no idea. It doesn't seem like it benefits him whatsoever. He is getting zero traction, but as you can tell right there, 148,000 subscribers. That's on the level of Chrissy Mayer. Speaking of a lot of subscribers, very few views. No, actually, Chrissy, gets decent views. But yeah, as you just start looking through his numbers just on his channel, it's like 500 views, 1,000 views. It's very few view count. The view count sucks. But yeah, every once in a while he'll pop one, like you can see there, 13,000 views. But typically he has BYB numbers. So just be aware of that when I make it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, yes, I get it. Shit show. Tiny chud. I know. I do look at my numbers, so I'm very aware. Yes, I very rarely get 10,000 views. Once, as a matter of fact. So what is the description here? The hilarious world of Opie. Welcome to the official channel of Opie, featuring a variety of comedy content. Yes, comedy content, folks. When you think of Opie, don't you think of comedy? Isn't that what pops in your mind? Yes, Opie from the Opie and Anthony Show. Fast-paced laughs. Keep that in mind as we watch some of his videos. Fast-paced laughs. Get your daily dose of humor with comedy quick hits. Yeah, lots of quick hits from the Opster featuring hilarious clips. Live in an unscripted. Yeah, I guess I could be doing this for you right now. Yeah, live and unscripted. Catch the best moments from Opie Radio Podcast live at Gebhardt's. Opie's live stream shows at Gebhardt's Beer Culture. So he's all about beer culture. Is that what it is? Yes, food and fun ruizing with Opie and Carl, where Opie teams up with Food Network star Carl Ruiz for podcast episodes filled with laughs. I don't know why he has to constantly remind you that you need to be laughing at his content. That is kind of weird. And whatever, we'll get into his other channel too, because he's got the it's not just Opie Radio like the one we're looking at right now, but it's also Opie Unleashed. And of course, that's our content where Opie runs out in New York City and causes all kinds of mayhem, right? And of course, Radio Gold, Jerry, it's gold. Relive the best moments from Opie's final year in radio. And indeed, if you actually, if you look at the videos that he's uploaded, and we'll just take a peek at that right now. Videos, how about oldest videos? Wow. If you go back, you can see right there, 15 years ago, he's hanging out with Jimmy Norton. But it's not just Jimmy. He's also got a bunch of videos with him and Ant out there doing nonsense. But we'll get back to the latest because we want to do the recent stuff. That's where it's at for now. All right, let's get into it. Where should we start, folks? Tony Missouri. King of New York. No, I don't know that. I don't know if the Opster is the King of New York. Yeah, whatever. We could absolutely play some. We can we could play a clip of Anthony recently talking about the reasons that he left New York City on his podcast and why he's down in South Carolina. Makes a lot of sense. Tell you the truth, folks. It makes a lot of sense why you wouldn't want to live in a big city, but he kind of breaks it down in not just the way that whatever, there's crime, there's all that shitty stuff, but it's not just that. It's a lot more than just that. In fact, it's just how cheesy everything in New York. Like he even goes into that. He talks about the fact that everything is run by, like the old school, like even the Italian, Little Italy and whatnot. You go down there for food and everything is just the same. It's not like it used to be. So I think he kind of enjoyed the old school, New York City. But all right, so let's get into this. Let's see Opie in his natural habitat. Let's watch some Opester. All right. Well, so yeah, these are, I don't know who runs his channel. I'm assuming it's him, but I wonder if he actually has someone that does clips for him. That's very good question, because you can see. All right, let's look at the all right, this is March 18th. Opie shares, yeah, you guys can see that. All right, Opie shares a jaw-dropping true story about his ex-aunt's father who smoked. This all seems very AI. And I know that you can get these AI clip apps. So, it just automatically, you can download a video and it'll take a clip out of the show and put it up. You can pretty much just upload it from there. And I'm almost positive that's what his shorts are. So there, it's very, obviously if you're using fucking AI, you're putting very little effort forth to make good clips or whatever, find good things. So it's just automatically clipping stuff out of a portion of a show. So yeah, there you go.
I guess she was my aunt for a while, but then she divorced my uncle, and then she wasn't my aunt anymore. She just said, I'm done with this family. And I was thinking to myself, but I like you. Where are you going? I'm splitting. I'll never see you again. Goodbye. Her father had one of the holes. Yeah, one of those holes in his, that where they scare the hell out of you on the TV. How about you don't put those commercials on TV? We get it. The people that still smoke, they get it. You're not gonna turn them. Her father at the time had one of these holes where he had to hold the hole and then talk and then go, and then he would talk some more. How are you kids doing? I'm scared, mister. Why are you scared? It's okay. I can still function this way. Could you grab me my Marlboros? And I'm like, what? The Marlboros are on the kitchen counter. Can you go get them more? Oh my God, this guy, it was like a horror show. This is the God's honest truth. And then he would light up and he would smoke through the goddamn hole. I never saw anything like it in my life.
Yeah, that's definitely those AI things. And whatever, he's already got the next recommended videos popping up before his video's done. So you can't even read the subtitles that are hidden by that. So whatever. He probably has set this all up himself. I'm guessing maybe he just doesn't realize exactly how that's working. But yeah, we love anecdotal stories, right, folks? Anecdotal stories are amazing, especially when you're actually funny enough to be able to pull one off. But yeah, we've all met the folks with the hole in their throat. Yes, with the voice box. Yes, indeed. We like the one from South Park, right? He's coming right for us. But I don't know. I have not seen anything that Opie really does that makes him funny. I'm guessing that some of the time Stuttering John was actually funny. So I do not know. Um, as far as Opie goes, yeah, like doing the whole joke and yeah. What is it about his comedy? Is there comedy? You know, I started looking back with Opie and Anthony on the air, of course. Um, 95% of the laughs were Anthony. A lot of the commentary was Anthony. So, like, what made Opie and Anthony good? Um, absolutely was fucking Anthony. So whatever, people gave Opie credit because he was capable of steering a ship. I don't even know that that was necessarily the case, but whatever. I mean, if you've ever watched Anthony do a show, like he is very good at steering a ship. So how much steering did the guy need? I don't necessarily know that that's the case. Um, that Anthony's not capable of steering a ship. If you watch the Anthony Cumia show on Compound Media, he would have how many different kind of guests on and whatever. He constantly was steering the ship himself. On that show, he was very capable of doing it. So yeah, the broadcast skills. That kind of brings me back to this entire interview he did with Robbie Goodwin, who we do actually have coming on Friday. And it was interesting to hear him talk to. I mean, there was no laughs with that either. And of course, Robbie is a comedian, but I think that kind of took a serious turn. And those guys really just covered some of the past. And I guess that's the only thing people ever want to talk to Opie about is the past. Like Anthony has stuff going on. People want to talk about like what's going on right now with you. But yeah, it seems like every time Opie has guests on, all they want to talk about is Opie and Anthony. So yeah, even when it comes to the conversations that people have with Opie, it always comes down to Opie and Anthony. When people talk, like think of the things that Anthony is capable of having a conversation about. He's not just political. There's a lot more than the politics. Of course, he's very political and he's very hardcore right leaning. And he's absolutely that. I mean, that's why he's on conservative talk radio on the AM dial, folks. It makes perfect sense. And that's what he's going to be talking about on WABC. 90% of the time, it will be politics or it will be stories that involve politics with his take on it. That's absolutely what he's into. But that's that. My point was that he does know a lot of other things besides politics too, and he has a lot of interests. Whatever, he's a gun fanatic. Well, you probably know as much as I do. He's actually really good with video games, commentary on pretty much any modern day subject, like things that are in the news. He's always got a hot take. You could look at his Twitter feed; it's the same thing. Someone we can shit on. Peter Sky Parker. How dare you, sir? I do have to reach down. Here, let me start a video. We'll listen to this. I gotta grab I just dropped my prescription pills I gotta take, and I dropped them on the ground. But let me pull up another video and let's get into it. I mean, all of this shit is ridiculously useless, and it's gold all at the same time. So yeah. As you can see, yeah, you can't really see that. Let me pull it up. All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure you guys could see the view counts. So yeah, like he's constantly putting up new stuff. You know what I mean? You can see 4 hours ago, 6 hours ago. This one's from 10 hours ago. a day ago, 2 days ago. So he's constantly putting up new content on his Opie radio. So who knows? I don't know. Does someone out there know if Opie has a producer? That I'm not aware of, honestly. I know he's got a .com that'll take you to all this other stuff he's got, right? But we watch his show and we see that he makes like absolutely no money with the super chats and with he's pretty much reading like free chat the entire show, almost every show. Yes, exactly. God, there it is. Very good point, sir. Coach Futterman. Yeah, so I actually, that's a great question, and I have considered that quite a bit. Actually, looking through all of his stuff the last few days, he literally has like no live views when he does the live show, dude. Yeah, I mean we're talking 565 views, 750 views, 850 views, 760 views. And when you watch his live stream, it's pretty much like 20 to 30 people in the chat. And I recognize a shitload of the names. And I do not think he has a sincere fan in his chat. It's mostly people that want him to talk about Anthony or want him to talk about Opie and Anthony. Like there isn't people in his chat like, hey man, how's your day going, Opie? Or like how's the fam? Or what are you going to be doing on your next show? Or like what's going on at Gebhardt's next week? Or you know what I mean? Like there's no conversation. It's always like it's always pointed questions about Opie and Anthony or Anthony. Like, oh, did you hear what Anthony said? But yeah, that leads 90% of what is said in his chat. So possibly there's 10 to 20% of people in his chat that actually like him. It's such a low percentage. I can't imagine. I don't dislike Opie, but I think he's. Yeah, no, I agree, Doom. Yeah. He does talk about that too. I mean, we can bring that up here in a moment. But yeah, he even says that he apparently had some amount of brain damage or some shit like that. It's very weird stuff from this dude. But let's go back to the videos because the videos are clips from his shows. So if you guys want to imagine in your mind, this guy goes through his live feeds and he's picking out these these 1-2 minute clips from his shows that he thinks highlights the excitement and what is great about his show. So if you want to get into the mindset of where Opie's at in his head, like you could get into it a little bit just by thinking about that. Like this dude went through his live videos and this is what he considers the pinnacle of what he's doing. So yeah, when you break it down and think about it like that, it is kind of weird. But let me go ahead and play this one.
My brother, was stretching pretty good. Let's just put it that way. And his head went under the water. You understand, right? I personally would have probably taken some of the water out of the bathtub before I tried my stretches, but not my brother. He's like, no, I'm a rock star. So his head's all the way under the water and his legs are pretty much behind his head. And my mom, who was paranoid that we were going to drop dead at any second, was constantly walking around the house checking on everybody. And she boom, boom, boom on the bathroom door, didn't hear a sound. And she was convinced that my brother drowned in the bathtub. So she broke down the door. Actually, she didn't break down the door. We weren't allowed to lock the doors in my house. And she found Brett under the water doing some stretches. Let's just put it this way. And then she ran out of the bathroom and she screamed to my dad, Fred, Brett's gay. Oh, I just mentioned his name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fred Hughes. Oh no, we just found out that his brother's name is Fred Hughes. That is the most bizarre story. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, to talk about your brother trying to give himself a blowjob in the bathtub. Really, this is the weirdest shit, dude. But yeah, remember the story about your mom catching your brother giving himself a BJA in the bathtub? Ha 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 ha. At least Opie, the way he tells the story, the delivery, it's just shit, man. The guy is null and void when it comes to anything. All right. Colin Madden, look at this guy. I appreciate that, sir. Colin Madden coming in, gifting one BYB Podcast membership. Beep, 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 beep. Thank you very much, Colin Madden. Do appreciate it, sir. Righty. That's awesome. Yeah, I really don't understand. But whatever. Let's hear that again. What's up with the mom, not allowing you to lock doors? Can you imagine your mom busting in and like looking at you in the bathtub? That's fucking weird. Why would you? Maybe he had a really weird mom. Because can you imagine what is the mom like outside the bathroom door with her ear up against the door, like listening, like, oh, I don't hear nothing. But I mean, if the kid was splashing around, wouldn't you have heard? If you're stretching, if you're trying to do stuff, you're making noise. I don't understand, man. Like he probably had a weird mom growing up. She wouldn't allow him to lock the doors. She's sitting there listening to kids in the bathtub that are like teenage years that are able to suck themselves off. And what's up with your brother trying to suck himself off? That is kind of gay when you really break it down and think about it like that. Because you suck one dick, you're a cocksucker. Cocksucker. I don't know if he's from Boston, but I just look at that guy and imagine him and Bill Burr get along so well. I just assume that they're both bastards. But yeah, his brother tried to suck his own dick. His mom's listening through the door, breaks down the door. Doesn't sound like you have to break down a door if you can't lock doors in the house. And you grew up in a house. So what does that mean? She wanted to make sure you guys weren't jerking off, Opie? Is that what happened? Oh, thanks, Crumbum. Yeah, Long Island, just like he's from Long Island, just like Anthony. I guess that's the case, right? Yeah, Anthony. Right, same. But yeah, that's a fucking weird story, man. And why would you clip that out of a hour show? That's what he considers like the best entertainment he had on that show. Otherwise, he wouldn't have clipped it out of there, right? Brain damage.
Get a
Does
list
he have
going
brain
of
damage?
the things we did to save money. One of the things was we burned our own garbage. We burned our own garbage. Jesus. That's why I think I'm a little brain dead. I was breathing in plastics my whole life. We had a wood burning stove.
Yeah, that's how you get brain damage, is breathing in plastics from burning your garbage. Not so much. Yeah, great story, right? He laughs at all of this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't laugh at pretty much anything he ever says, and but yeah, for some reason, yeah, he always thinks he's hilarious. I don't know what he found funny about that story or telling his little anecdote. It'd be like any other boring ass story from your childhood. And that's the difference too. Like you watch Anthony tell stories from his childhood. He's got a shitload of funny. I mean, we all have good stories from our childhood, right? Actual funny stories. But yeah, it's like listening to Anthony. His stories are funny, but they're he doesn't laugh at it. It's like sniffing your own farts. Like you don't fart and sit there and sniff it. You know what I mean? Um, this guy is a fart sniffer. Like he thinks his own shit is funny. Um, he probably sat around as a kid and just farted and laughed. Right? He's one of those kids. Exactly, Leo Gunn. This guy gets it. Yeah, my old man. He said, "What are you crying about, huh? Old pissy eyes. Why are you crying? You better quit crying, or I'll give you something to cry about." That's right. That's the Anthony we love. His stories are fucking hilarious, and he doesn't laugh at his own fucking stories. It's unbearable to see people sit there and laugh at their own stories like that. I hate that shit, man. Yeah. Can you sing his thing from actual laughter? Yeah, he does exactly. Yeah. You're a fart smell. No, you're a smart feller, Dr. Scotty Jones. You're a smart feller. I'm not a fart smeller. Yeah, I guess I am a fart smeller unless I actually move around the room, right? But that requires electricity. Well, I got electricity for you, fucker. Yeah. But yeah, going back, it is kind of wild going back and actually watching some of the oldest stuff. I was watching this one from earlier today. Opie and Anthony, WAAF, Real Rock TV, O&A on the road. This is a trip, man. These dudes. But yeah, so you could go back and you can see like what does Opie find funny? You know, Anthony has talked about that a lot. He's like, he says that Opie really doesn't have a grasp on what is actually funny. That's why he made mistakes like smashing the cake, for the bum. Like he really doesn't understand that smashing a cake for a bum isn't really funny. It's just cruel. It's like it's not. Yeah, it's a fucked up thing to do something like that to somebody. But that's the kind of humor that Opie has in his mind. He's like, oh yeah, it's hilarious. You give, yeah, and you can see that a lot on his Unleashed channel. We'll get into the Unleashed channel here in a bit. But yeah, you can tell that Opie's got a weird sense of humor, and I found some of these old ass clips. It is very similar, like the stuff that he thought was funny really is just not funny. It's damn near criminal or literally criminal, as I'm about to show you. Yeah, whatever. You can say what you want about Anthony being funny back then too. Like whatever. Maybe out in the street fucking around. Maybe neither one of them were very funny. But this is fucking old school stuff, man. Say what you want about it. It's cool that it's recorded and that it exists. That's great. Actually, it's very very cool that all this stuff exists from the old days. Opie and Anthony, old school, Real Rock TV, Real Rock. Wow, we're doing a wacky morning show. We're out in the street doing goofy and wild stuff. Check us out. Absolutely. Nice podcast, stupid $2. Thank you, sir. Hey, Quad, you doing shows every day now? Okay, Chadley. Oh, I got it. No, okay, so I do one extra show beyond what I regularly do, and all of a sudden now I'm fucking. What are you gonna start calling me, a grifter next? Yeah, he just goes live all the time, and he's just like grifting off of his fans, like because he does like long shows and stuff. Like I'll do like a 2-hour show, and I won't ask for like money pretty much at all, but like. Dude, that guy Melton, he'll go on for like 7 hours and he'll just grift and grift and grift. No, I said this before, Dan. I'm still doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern, our regularly scheduled. No, I was just fucking around looking at Opie content and thinking about Opie, and considering the fact that we need a new hero in the Dabbleverse. And I've been trying to figure out, like, is Steel Toe the guy? We cover a lot of Steel Toe on BYB, but we do not cover any fucking Opie on our show. And I don't know. I was just taking a peek. I was looking at it, man, and considering like who could fill the void. And it's one big, huge void. His name was Stuttering John. And like I said, yeah, Opie is cringe, man. You got it right there, Easy123. He is absolutely cringe, but he's also possibly just entertaining enough to revolve the old Dabbleverse around. Brian Kowalczyk. I don't do the hype train here, buddy. We do the DJ horn. We fuck around. Let me see. What's the closest thing I have to a hype train? No hype train, buddy. Hype train. What do you think? What do you think this is? Steel Toe or fucking Chadley? Oh, okay, that's right. I think I've seen you around Chad's chat. So maybe you're confused on what we do over here. How about this? Yeah, here you go, Brian. This is the best I got for you.
Talk like a fag, and your shit's all retarded.
There you go. There you go. We don't do hype trains, and you're retarded, Brian. No, thank you very much for the $2. I appreciate it, sir. Just talking shit, as you probably well know. Yes, thank you, Brian. Mike MGA, look at this guy. This is podcast royalty. You should cover KB and Opie on a regular basis. Thank you for the $2. MGA, is it? Hype chairs. Fuck you, beloved shatter. God damn it. You got me with that one, man. That's funny. What do you think Kevin Brennan is worthy of being? See, I have a hard time with the Kevin Brennan thing. For one, I'm not sure if he would end up striking, and I'm not sure about that with Opie either, for like content. I'm going to play a clip here in a minute from Chrissy Mayer's podcast, and when I was setting that up, it was like, yeah, we know how Chrissy Mayer and Frank Pellegrino are about anybody using their stuff from their channel. So it comes with a degree of skepticism that I'm going to use her content here in a bit. But I have a hard time. I have a hard time thinking that Kevin Brennan is worthy of being the lolcow to center an entire universe around. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, he is definitely there. There are times when he just hits the live button and he just sits there and stares at videos for 10 minutes, or he'll hit the live button and sit there and eat food. So whatever. There are some definite negative things about what fucking Kevin Brennan does, and it can be very it's an odd podcast sometimes. The podcast that we were watching 2-3 years ago with Kevin Brennan, not even in the same ballpark as what it's become to this day. And it's not just the people that used to come on his show with him and do the podcast with him. There's a lot more to it. I think losing Adam Henniker was a big loss for Kevin Brennan. I think he's kind of lost direction quite a bit. But at least he's not paying $40,000 a year to have Adam around. So I guess that's what it is, right? Colin Madden, member for 10 months. Thank you very much for being a member this entire time, sir. I do appreciate that. We should start trolling Donnell Rawlings. Yeah, I'm aware of Donnell Rawlings. Is he a actual really good lolcow? I'll have to look into that. I really haven't checked out any content that he puts out there. He seems like he's with it on all the things I've seen him on. There are some definite choices out there for some good breakdowns of Yeah, there's such a long list of people that are possibly lolcows. I just don't think that they would be interesting to be the center of the Dabbleverse, and that's what I'm really looking at. Who can fill that void? What do people in the Dabbleverse care about enough to actually cover? You know, obviously, Opie's right there on the edge of the Dabbleverse already with Anthony. Anthony, he's not a lolcow, so therefore. We need a lolcow. But the redemption arc of Anthony, anything that's kind of close to it, makes it an interesting story. So, Opie being part of that story makes it interesting. And he's Anthony was already up against Stuttering John. Opie could have teamed up with Stuttering John. That there was a lot of possibilities for teaming up that would have been interesting, I believe. But unfortunately, we'll never know because they're not doing it. But thank you, Colin Madden, for being a member this entire time. Nice podcast, stupid $2. I don't think that's Dan. Let me look. Let's see. No, nice podcast, stupid is a member. So you are not Dan. I don't think. You could possibly be, but I don't believe that. Hey, Quad, I'm glad you doing shows every day now. Question mark. Wait a minute. That sounds like a statement and a question all in one. How did you pull that off? That's pretty good. Hey, Quad, I'm glad you're doing shows every day now. Wait a minute. Is that a question or a statement? I'm confused. The question mark makes it look like a question. Don L. Rawlings is one of the best live stand-ups I've ever seen, Colin. You know who I actually was checking out recently that might actually be a good lolcow that's not on any of yours radar is this guy named Ben Bankus. Go check out Ben Bankus, man. Like he does live streams. He has quite a healthy following, and I think he has a really good following as far as like people that buy his tickets and go to his stand-up events. But man, like he just put out this special, and I've been trying to get people to go check it out. Go check it out. It's called Live US Aid, something like that. And he filmed it at Side Splitters in Tampa Bay. So if you want to talk about here, I can pull it up actually. But yeah, if you want to talk about just a horrible stand-up set, it was bad. It was very, very bad. Let's see. Ben Bankus. But yeah, if you like stand up, there we go. Yeah, this guy right there. Bankus Aid. Yeah, go check out Bankus Aid. It's a half-hour stand-up, like I said. It's kind of funny because I asked Chad the other day in a chat under an alt, of course, because I have to do that. I asked him, hey, what do you think about Ben Bankus' stand-up special? And he said, who? That's pretty bad when that's Chad's home club. And he has no idea who the guy that just filmed a special is there. So that's not a good sign for Ben Bankus to be that far off the radar. But thank you, nice podcast, stupid, even though I don't think you're actually Dan, but that's all right. It's all good. All right. Oh, yeah. No, I got to pull this up. All right. Fucking beloved chatter. How dare you? Yeah, who was saying that earlier? Oh, I lost it. I guess I can sit here with a stupid look on my face for a minute. All right, beloved chatter said, not a hype train. Someone was saying hype train earlier. God damn it, I lost it. Beloved chatter, you come up with the brilliance, and I don't even give you credit for it. This is not good. This is a bad look on my part, man. You got, oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, hype train. No, not hype train. Hype chairs. Is it, beloved chatter? You shit. No, that was worthy of going back and looking at. That's pretty funny, man. Yeah, got me. Yeah, got me, you turkey. How dare you, sir? How dare you be funnier than the host? I need to get you on, beloved chatter. If you do a podcast, you need to get your ass on a podcast sometime. You're the one person we haven't heard from. And I know you're a real person that exists in real life that has a voice and you're funny. So get some freaking podcast equipment. Let's do this. Nice podcast, stupid $2. Flat Cat, G Rob, and Michaela are sweethearts. Smoochable. Yes, indeed. I have whatever. We can see G Rob's. I've seen Michaela. I've seen Flat Cat. G Rob, I can see your face. But yes, all very lovely ladies, very smoochable and sweethearts. Indeed, they are very nice ladies. But yes, thank you. Nice podcast, stupid $2. Appreciate that, sir. Might as well finish reading these while we're at it. Look at this guy, Deadpool, coming in here, gifting memberships. I appreciate that, sir. You've been very giving lately. You're always giving. What am I saying? Lately. Duh. Yeah, Deadpool is synonymous with being a very giving and awesome dude, as far as I know. I hope you're coming to Hackamania, buddy, so I could shake your hand. Yeah, I'm not sure if you are. I hear you go to events. You even make like full cross-country treks to go hang out with people like Joey C and Chad Zumach. So I know you like to go do stuff. So I'm hoping you're going to end up over there at Hackamania. I would like to meet you. But whatever. I want to meet everybody, all the fans. It sounds like a lot of you guys are going to be there. Teamster Tim, beloved chatter. Who knows? Maybe even Michaela will be there. I don't know if you don't get yelled at too much. But yeah, whatever. KB, Lady KB, that is. And all the creators. You guys know all the creators are going. But yeah, I want to meet everyone. Everybody I hang out in. I don't want to say anyone's names from Discord, but yeah, all the people I hang out with on a daily basis at Discord. Because I'm one of those Discord people, one of those bad people that hang out in Discord. But yeah, Deadpool gifting 5 BYB Podcast membership. Pew, 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 pew. That deserves a double, DJ Horn. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Deadpool. We appreciate that, sir. Nice podcast. Nice, stupid podcast. Cripples can't read screen names correctly. Shaking my head. I'm sorry. All right. So the other guy is nice podcast stupid. This guy is nice stupid podcast. Got it. All right. There was a little bit of confusion before, so I do appreciate the straightening that out for me. But you're also a pervert because you want to kiss all the ladies. Don't we all, though? Don't we all? Flat Cat, member for 13 months. Due to past achievements, Opie can't be a lolcow. What? No. Flat Cat, just because so he could turn himself into a lolcow. And anyway, who says that he wasn't always a lolcow just under the radar because he was hidden by the talents of none other than Anthony Cumia. Maybe Anthony Cumia is the main reason that we didn't notice that Opie was a lolcow from the beginning. And once Opie hitched that fucking trailer to Anthony Cumia, they went on a ride together. And who knows, did Anthony ever need Opie in the beginning? Probably just to get on air, but after that, it was set in stone. The dude was a fucking star, folks. A star. All right, let's get to this video. I'm sorry. We delayed long enough.
Look at her. Racing away.
Fun with Opie and Anthony. This is what we do when we're not on the radio, by the way.
Real Rock TV on the road. That's great.
Shout for the pole!
Stop it. Don't be an idiot.
Honestly. Hey, on the Real Rock TV show tonight, we got a live performance.
Yeah, so that's a great gag. That's fun. Hey, seriously. Yeah, so Anthony's like, that ain't funny. It's just you're being an idiot, swerving at a pole.
It's from Powerman 5000. That's Rob Zombie's brother on lead vocals. Hey, you want to see us break a law for Real Rock TV? Get the red light on the TV.
Watch. Oh, my God.
Whee! We got downset. We got downset from the Middle East.
Right.
And we
Yeah, so that's the kind of shit that Opie finds hilarious, right? Oh boy, yes. Running red lights, hilarious stuff, folks. Hilarious. Absolutely. And yes, exactly what I'm saying, buddy. Lolcow camouflager. Exactly. Anthony equals lolcow camouflage. That's a fact. Yeah, he could have been hiding in plain sight. Indeed. Breaking the law. That's right, Soren. Love that. I will actually be seeing what the fuck? Judas Priest in October. I will be seeing a bunch of the old school guys.
We got a Star Wars party, and Rocco, I think, is doing something with the Monster Truck Show, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Rocco! Really? Rocco Burrow is going to be doing something with... yeah. I didn't know he was around back in those days. All right. Well, what do we got to do? Hit oldest every time you watch a video? What a pain in the ass that is.
Hi, may I take your order, please?
Hi, this is going to sound really weird, but I need just a piece of cheese. One slice of American cheese, please. You see, my mom gave me a ham sandwich this morning, and I told her I always need cheese on my ham sandwich, so I need one slice of American cheese. And I don't need fries with that.
Just come around to the second window.
Well, how much does a piece of cheese cost?
I have no way of charging you for...
Yeah, I'll pay for it. What, a quarter?
Come around to the second window, please.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, so that is the big gags that they were doing all the way back in the day. I mean, it's very similar to what Opie's doing out there on his Unleashed channel. I mean, there's not much difference to it. Whatever. It kind of makes sense when you're a 20-something-year-old dude back in the 90s, early aughts. But yeah, there comes a day when like that. It's just not that funny. Like you can tell Anthony, whatever. He's not old, but his sense of humor has changed over time. Opie kind of seems like he's stuck back in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like there is a certain thing about him that like he's stuck in the mud, man. Like his sense of humor is still the same out and about. You wouldn't see Anthony Cumia out there doing stupid, well, whatever. He wasn't even really in on that joke anyway. It seems like as far as going around and doing stupid stunts, that did seem to be Opie's part he liked to play in the team. When it comes to being funny on the radio and just being hilarious, period, and being good at it, if you will, it does seem like Anthony, he could mix it up with the best comedians in the world, literally the best comedians in the world. So that was Anthony's got the gift of gab, and I don't know what Opie had. The more I check him out and see all this stuff, it's really hard to see what part he played in Opie and Anthony being successful, honestly. I know Anthony talks a lot about him being really good at when it came time to do the contracts at first, and that he did hold out and get them syndicated in the first place. So whatever, I guess maybe that was the two biggest things that he ever did was find Anthony Cumia and get their first contract syndicated on all the radio stations. So, he did have a major part in that to play, I suppose. But yeah, Rob Callahan pukes over the screwdriver video. Just these goofballs out and about.
Hey, it's Opie and Anthony. We're kind of hanging out at the Boston Blazers lacrosse practice with Jeff.
How you doing?
Deep inside the Hindenburg, by the way. We're in a dirigible floating high above Boston.
Now, Jeff just got off the field, and he's, like, really sweaty and stuff, but he's been nice enough to join us on Real Rock TV. Now, I know one misconception about indoor lacrosse. Okay. You guys don't make $1 million a year.
No, we don't even make a tenth of that.
I heard rumors that you guys make about $100 to $200 a game.
Average player makes about $2.25. Highest paid player is only about $550.
He's getting like 60 minutes with you probing at him like this, Hope. You're scaring me.
No, I know this because I had a few buddies from high school that played indoor lacrosse, and they did it just for the love of the game, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing that we can do. It's like the NHL started with the original 6. I guess we're the original 6.
The pioneers of indoor lacrosse. Say hi to Mark, man, from the Boston Blazers.
Hey,
Oh, wow. Just
What I noticed about
so
you, dude,
bad.
you got some like gnarly
bad.
scabs on you.
Gnarly scabs, dude. Yeah, so those guys make $225, which is considering what Ant's doing and what Opie's doing. I know that Opie's constantly bashing Anthony for what he's making and what he's starting out on WABC with. But it's more than Opie's making per show. So amateur lacrosse players in the 90s make more money than fucking Opie does on a stream. That's where we're at in 2025, folks. Been off the radio for 15 years. It's hard to believe, actually. Beloved Chatter, $5. Thank you, sir. We do appreciate that. Some people tell knock jokes. Opie tells, oh, please knock it off jokes. Oh, please knock it off. Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? Other people say that to him when he's fucking with them? Please knock it off. Would you just leave me alone? I just want to be left alone. All right, I figured we could watch. Let me see. What do we got here? Opie unleashed on the oh no. Watch out just in case Opie gets unleashed in your neighborhood, folks. That would be the worst thing that could happen to you. Yeah, but if you notice, Opie Unleashed and Opie Radio. So this is Opie Unleashed, right? Totally different channel. Totally different content, right? No, it's definitely not. The wildest smoking story, we already listened to that. The bathroom incident with Opie's mom, the brain damage story, and the Bill Burr. The top 4 are exactly the same. So what does he do? He just takes clips from his live show that he does on his regular channel, and then just uploads clips. Same thing. Yeah, see, so he's just casting both of these things on both channels. So I don't really understand why do that. Is it good to split up your audience or split up? Let's see, this one's monetized. I'm sure they're both monetized now. But yeah, what's the purpose of breaking it up and doing 2 different streams? I don't understand whatsoever. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. I know, like I said, we got Robbie Goodwin coming on very soon, but yeah, let's hear him talking all about our buddy, Bill Burr. Let's listen to that real quick. But yeah, thank you very much, beloved Chatter. We appreciate that. He's got one clip from his buddy Bill Burr.
From a different fucking DNA family.
And I did want to say that that is the main reason I wanted to have Robbie Goodwin, is to talk all things Bill Burr and, of course, Opie Radio, because Robbie Goodwin was very recently on with Opie. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
I'm doing it. Everybody's got to be doing it.
Carl backed me up in New York.
No, he's done that with any medical issue. He'd be like, hey, your kidneys hurting yet? I'm like, no. Well, they will. They will. It's like, Opie, we're from a different fucking DNA family tree. I don't know what you're doing. You did that for fucking years. Your eyes go yet? No. Oh, you wait, bro. You wait. It's like, November 7th. How old are you? It's gonna be November 17th. It's just like,
It's not wrong because when
how self-involved are you that you literally like all my medical, like if I have it, the whole world must have it.
he's not wrong because I couldn't wait to wish him a very happy 50th. He turned 50. I couldn't wait to text Bill because I'm like, oh, there's a whole another list of problems now. Wait till
No,
you
I'm
get
good.
this
No,
COVID thing.
I've gone to the doctor. I'm fucking, getting all checked out.
Yeah.
I did the colonoscopy fucking last month. That's the easiest thing ever. The only thing that is the
All right. Whatever. There's nothing funny in there. Everybody's laughing like hyenas, like all these other podcasts where everybody's just dying laughing at nothing funny. Like, oh, yeah, you're gonna have liver issues, kidney issues. Your back's gonna hurt when you get old. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. But yeah, the one thing that Bill Burr did say in there was like, how self-involved are you? How self-involved are you? Because you're totally unaware that we all know that when you get old, shit happens. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. All right, let's watch one of these live fuckers. Oh yeah, no, there was one other one I wanted to show. This one. Yeah, so what are the clips, from a lot of his stuff? What do they have to do? What do they have to deal with? And I went through a lot of them, and a lot of the time, he has like political takes and whatnot. But as we know, like Anthony can talk for hours and hours and hours about politics. I mean, that's pretty much what he's going to be doing from now on, but he's been doing it for a long time, especially on censor.tv. But yeah, like you look through and you see Trump bought a Tesla to save Elon Musk. Like, does Opie have hot takes on current events? Whatever, what the main stories in the news are? Does he have good takes on politics? So let's get into the politics. Like Stuttering John, he definitely has an ethos and he definitely has opinions on things. Yeah, like Steel Toe, same thing. Like all the lolcows, they definitely have takes on things. Let's see, does Opie have takes on politics?
Did you buy your Tesla?
Why would I do that?
It was like because Elon Musk is hurting.
You didn't see?
His stock is plummeting. I mean, guess what? All our shit is plummeting. But Trump felt sorry for the Elon Musk, and he bought a Tesla.
Dude, everyone
bought a Tesla. Did you buy your Tesla to help out the billionaire, Ronnie?
I don't have a driver's license. He's lost like hundreds of millions of dollars.
No, billions. It's
billion. Oh, I'm sorry, billion. Oh, I'm sorry. Doing right. Yeah.
But he's a guy that lost billions, but still has billions.
So I ain't worried about him. Don't feel sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I don't know. I mean,
I don't care. I don't care.
I
I just like finding the funny stuff.
You know what? You know what?
That we're helping a billionaire. That we're feeling sorry for a billionaire.
Can I say something? At this point, if the symbolism, if you see somebody in a Tesla truck, you immediately think, oh, he's a MAGA supporter. He's a Trump supporter. He has a red MAGA hat. Initially, Teslas were the
blue people,
like the hippie Democrats.
Yeah, how is that a brilliant point?
I didn't think of that.
That's an obvious point.
Well, I didn't know initially Tesla was sort of more like hippie Democrat.
No, it certainly was.
Was it? I didn't know that.
Exclusively. Electric cars were all if the left were buying the electric cars to save the environment, blah blah blah. Remember when now we flipped that shit, and now it's MAGA people that are buying the electric cars.
Right.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
Wow, hot takes, folks. I mean that's some amazing political commentary. I'm gonna go to Opie now for all of my hot takes. But yeah, like, why did that even need to be said? it is kind of weird. Like I don't even know what preempts these guys to make takes. But these dudes, yeah, like if anybody doesn't know, they now do. Let's
Did you
just
buy your Tesla?
the feel of it. But yeah, they film in Gebhardt's fucking basement now. So if you're wondering what's going on there, they're at a bar in the basement where they store all the taps, all the kegs, I should say. But yeah, well. Hot takes. I don't feel sorry for billionaires. Yeah, no one feels sorry for billionaires. It's crazy. He lost billions, but he's still a billionaire. Crazy, man. That's wild. But yeah, it used to be the lefties got. Do you guys know that a bunch of MAGA people are out there buying up Teslas now that that Elon has started helping out the Trump administration? I don't think that's a thing. I don't think MAGA people are out there buying up Teslas. I think lefties are still the ones buying the Teslas. Like, that's the shittiest take ever, dude. And yeah, we don't feel sorry for Elon when he loses $1 billion. No. But we also know that he's probably losing billions of dollars and doing a favor by working for the administration for free. So he's actually taking like a double hit. It is hurting his pocketbook in a lot of different ways, being helpful doing Doge. So yeah, like the most obvious stuff that you could say, they totally miss out on. There's nothing funny about it. The only funny thing was that this dude doesn't have a driver's license. What's with people in New York City? Why doesn't anyone have a fucking driver's license or a car? It sounds like it's an inconvenience to own a vehicle. I guess probably is, huh? What happens when you go to other places, though? Like if you want to go travel out of town, is that dude never left his own town to another town that didn't have fucking public transportation? What weird takes? Yeah, I don't really get it. You belong in the basement of a bar, dude. You do not seem like you're capable of going outside and dealing with real life. Let's see. I haven't watched all these. Let's see another fucking hot take, political take. Trump versus Zelensky 5 days ago. I'm assuming this is Ron the waiter. And that's the dude's name, right? Ron the waiter, the guy without the driver's license. He doesn't donate blood. Haircut drama. These have to be AI. Like, how else could this get clipped? And I don't understand. Like, their 50-second clip, 1.5 minute clip. These have to be AI driven. I did use one of those AI things for it. It gave me like it gave me like 3 times I could use it. Like what do they call a free trial? It allowed me to do like 3 AI clips where it just automatically goes through your video and clips out something out of it. And I posted them, but they're shit. The descriptions are shit. Like everything about them, you could really tell when stuff is AI. You can see when people use AI to like write out their descriptions on their channel. Like you guys get it, right? You guys all have used AI to do something for you, and you can tell when it's AI. It's like you know when you see an AI picture, there's always something not quite right. You can always find one little thing inside of it that's not quite right, and break it down. It's the same thing with the descriptions. You can tell when AI wrote a description or whatever, a paragraph of words. All right, let's do another one.
So I sat down and I started with, "Hey, how you been?" And he goes, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." And then he proceeds to cut my hair like this. He's not even looking. He's looking at the little TV because it was the day Zelensky and Trump looked like they were going to fist fight in the Oval Office. So he basically told me to shut the F up. But he wanted to get the haircut done, so he's going like this. He's looking at the TV.
You know, he's rooting for Trump in that fight. This guy, he's rooting for him.
Oh, I think he was rooting for
Definitely.
Trump. Yeah, I think he was. I think he was rooting for the Trump.
Shake his hand and pull him on the floor.
So he goes, "How's that?" As he's still looking at the TV. I'm like, "Well, I was hoping, I don't know." He goes, "Well, if you don't like it, you can come back." So I went back yesterday.
Good.
This is the
Oh,
fixed,
that's the update.
this is the fixed
Oh,
version.
okay.
This is the fixed version
Great.
of my haircut.
So you're dumb enough to get a shitty haircut and then go back to the guy? Wow. So you didn't just say like, fuck you, you're not wasting my time, fix it now, or I'm never coming back. Isn't that what you kind of would say to do you believe that story? Does it seem even real? I don't know. This dude, he's got his little co-host there, I guess, to laugh at his jokes. Because these anecdotes are never fucking funny. I don't get it. He's not good at telling stories. He's not going to be able to catch on with any of this stuff. Whatever. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not going to say anybody should quit or whatever, but man, oh man, he needs an Anthony in his life badly. That's obvious. All right, let's just play one of his lives and see how it goes. I'm very curious. All right, let's just do this one.
This isn't impressive either. No, because it's cloudy here today in New York City. So good morning to everybody. It's FU Friday.
Yeah, see all the clouds outside. Do you guys? He does. He has a very beautiful wife. I looked her up today. I guess we could look her up again. Opie Hughes' wife. But yeah, he's got a very pretty wife. He's got a really nice place there in Manhattan. But yeah, as you can see there, he's got his goofy little Opie radio thing. Yeah. So he wakes up before it's light out and he goes like, what is his motivation for doing this? It doesn't seem like, I don't know. Does he enjoy just talking to, there's a bunch of these shows that are just basically like wake up and read the chat, right? Like I could just go through the chat and be like, oh, Crumbum, hey, I think I'm Asian or black. Oh, that's interesting, man. That's an interesting thought. Beloved chatter, he needs to stop. He's just not good. I asked around about him. Chad, that's right. Chad, yeah, Chad. He definitely thinks I should quit. He thinks all the people that should quit out there. Right? Yeah. Thank you, Flat Cat. What's up with his lips? Right? What is up with his lips? I don't know what's going on with his lips. At least he has some, unlike Chad, right, guys? That's a fact, Jack. But yeah, so what is his motivation to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning? I'm sure his wife and kids are still sleeping. He goes in there to make a bunch of noise. Doesn't everybody in his family like question that? What are you getting up and doing this for? Are you making a bunch of money, Dad? Dad, do you make a lot of money? Are you still on radio? Like, I wonder what his kids ask him, what kind of questions they ask him. I mean, like you can say what you want about Steel Toe or Stuttering John. At least they were like making a lot of money. Steel Toe is still making a lot of money. But yeah, Opie is absolutely making $0. So unlike a job where you get up and, like you think Anthony really took a step out and took probably a couple hundred, I don't know, whatever. You can say what you want to about his gig. A lot of people speculate he's probably not making that much money yet. And the deal that he made probably was very little bit, a very small chunk of change. But what he did was he took a chance. Unlike Opie's totally unwilling to go out there and take a low-paying gig to get his foot in the door in radio. Unlike Anthony, who absolutely he took a chance, man. He's going on WABC and seeing what he could do with it. And he's already syndicated. He's already killing it.
Let us know what bothered you this week. I'd greatly appreciate it. Was it the tariffs? Was it the stock market? Was it the Elon Musk? Was it the Tesla? Was it the Chuck Schumer? What bothered you? Let us know in the chat, all right? Robert Cowling, you are first on the whole damn thing. Good morning to you, sir.
We got Simsum. What's up, Simsum? JMR369 on the Twitter. Got Nick. We got Ted Palawada. How are you, Ted? What's Ralph? Oh, what's up, Ralph P? How are you, brother? Fellow New Yorker, fellow hater of New York City. Cheers to you, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All is welcome, like I said.
If he's a hater of New York City, then why does he live in New York City in a high rise? You think it's not that hard to move out of New York City, fellow hater.
I've been drinking the Folgers. No bueno. I found like a better bag of coffee. So we said screw the Folgers. So yeah, I say F you to Folgers. Some people say it's the best coffee in the world. No, it's not. It's not even close. What's up, John?
Hey, people say that Folgers is the best coffee. I drink Folgers. It's my brand. Is it the best coffee in the world? No. Whatever. I'll go get a Dutch Bros. They got good coffee. But yeah, what? Folgers, like all of his takes, and like every time he has a take, it's just trash. He's got the worst takes, folks. The worst. What's up with the fucking candle, too? All right, my chair's in the way. I'm screwed. I can't show you the candle. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe one of these days we'll start sniping Brandon. I have a feeling he'll fucking strike my channel if I did that. That's what I worry about with all these guys. That if I start sniping all their channels, Chad, KB, like all that stuff, I actually do worry about just getting my channel nuked because of that. So, hey, I like that. There you go, Leo Gun. Black Rifle Coffee Company, like a true patriot. That's right. No, I've got what's that beard vet guy? He had coffee there for a while. Really good coffee. He had like blueberry coffee. I bought some off of him. Awesome shit, man. I will say, but I'm not spending that much money on coffee, so that's kind of the problem. I'll buy Folgers, but it's far from the best coffee in the world.
Courts down there in Philly. We got Chad. Oh, we got Chad from Port.
So what's with the screaming, man? I don't know about you guys. From a guy that was on radio, you would think he would understand. So that is the other thing. Like you start breaking down his show, and you start realizing, like, if this dude did go to broadcasting school, you think he would have learned all these things, like what people want to hear in their fucking ear holes. Screaming is not part of it. Let's ask Peter Sky Parker if he's still here. Like, do you like watching an Opie show every time he screams? It's lovely, isn't it? That seems to be his comedian chops, is just that, right? Like screaming, just doing that noise like every time, like like he does that all the time. He doesn't stay on the mic. Like whatever. If this dude is a professionally trained broadcast engineer, broadcast professional, then what the fuck is he doing, man? Why doesn't he have broadcast? Why doesn't he have a mic? Why doesn't he have a good mic? Why doesn't he have a good camera? Why, like, he didn't even buy the good equipment to actually do this with? He cares 0%. So it's not just the fact that his studio is like a shitty window in his background, but it's beyond that. It's that he put zero effort into anything. Not one part of his podcast has the effort. So if he wants to wonder why it's not catching on. So yeah, so he makes these channels. He didn't make the channels to fail, right? Good question. I don't know. So he makes these channels. He expects, like, he relaunches Opie Unleashed. He expects to possibly blow up and become something. But yet this is the effort he gives. So it really doesn't make any sense.
Portugal, holy crap. I got to do something if you're listening or watching from Portugal. That's crazy. Rich, what do you...
Yeah. Dude's on YouTube, and he thinks it's crazy that people in Portugal watch him. It's probably not. It's probably someone in the United States that just has an alt, but whatever. I'm from Portugal. It is funny to say that.
What are you doing? Do you have to go somewhere? Why are you hitting me with who the man, 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 who the man? I you know what? I want to give it to a basketball player today, but I don't know if he did it last night because I got tired. The game was a blowout. I was watching the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings, and Steph Curry only needed, 2 3-pointers to have 4,000 for his career. I saw him make the first one, then his back was hurting, and then he wasn't playing as much. And then I was like, you know what? I got to go to bed. Did Steph Curry hit his 4,000th three-pointer last night? If he did, then he's absolutely the man today, Richie Rich. So we're going to have to put you on hold.
If he did it, then he is the dumb man. Wow, interesting story. Also, it's just like Steel Toe talking about Vikings football, or fucking Chad talking sports. Any of these guys talking sports is the worst. I fucking hate it. I don't even watch sports much anymore, but yeah, hearing these guys talk about sports, it kills me every time. Never a good take. And at the end of his story, he doesn't even have the information. So why even bring it up in the first place? Did he or did he not get the 4,000th point in his career? Like, who gives a fuck either way? Jesus Christ, dude.
Hold for a second, because I literally don't know if he did it. Steph Curry should be in the conversation for greatest player of all time. He changed the game. Everyone's shooting 3-pointers because of the Steph Curry. The game is completely different. I don't think he's.
But what? People weren't shooting 3-pointers before Steph Curry? Is that? I think people might have some issues with that statement. I don't know. Maybe more 3-pointers are being shot percentage wise, but that doesn't mean people weren't focused on shooting 3-pointers at some point. What's he talking about? He never heard of all these other greats from the past? Jesus, dude. Okay, great take, Opie. Yeah. Just because Steph Curry got the most 3-pointers of all time doesn't mean that people weren't shooting 3-pointers before Steph Curry. And whatever. Is that more?
The greatest player of all time, but he should
change
be in the discussion when
he changes the game.
LeBron James and Michael Jordan. And then you got to just squeeze a little Steph Curry action in there as well, right? What's up? What's you up to?
What about Jerry West? Didn't Jerry West, wasn't he shooting 3-pointers before there was 3-pointers? It was there was no 3-point line, and the dude was shooting them from half court. What the fuck's he talking about? People been shooting them things since the 60s, bud.
This weekend, man, I got a lot going on this weekend, and it's I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. The kids have 2 weeks off, so
we got a lot planned for this weekend. We'll figure it out. Interesting, very interesting stuff. Well, at least you're excited about it. That's good.
Doing a staycation this time around, so we're going to be doing something every day for the next 2 weeks. Make sure they have a very, very good spring break. Ralph P, what's going on? It's weird though when you have kids that go to school in New York City, and when you have kids that go to private school. Not because of this. It's what you have to do when you live in Manhattan. You got to pick schools for your kids. For the most part, more kids than not are in private schools here in New York City. Oh my God. One of my daughter's friends is going to Hawaii. The other one's going to Puerto Rico, and we'll probably end up in Mastic, Long Island. So we're good. We're good. No, we wanted to take the kids somewhere this spring break, but you see, they've been flying since they were very, very small. They have been on more flights than they could count. But Trump is angry at planes.
What?
The first trigger of the morning. Trump is angry with planes. They're falling from the sky. There's problems with planes left and right. One crashed literally blocks away from their in-laws down there in Philly. So guess what?
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this story, dude? I did not watch this. I did not watch this before I clicked on it. I think I'd actually clicked on it and checked out the last couple seconds of it. But yeah, Jesus, I'm glad I watched this. So my kids have been flying ever since they were very young. We were going to go on a long spring break vacation. What? You couldn't afford it? You didn't plan for one? None of this story actually makes any sense. He's just, this is what I guess what he considers riffing in the morning. We're just riffing. We're just talking. We're just saying things. We're not actually conveying any knowledge or information that's actually true from my life. I don't even know what this is. What is this? This makes absolutely no fucking sense. So what is Trump and planes? I guess Trump's mad at planes. Yeah, he's angry at planes. So that's why I'm not going to go on a vacation with my kids that have been flying since they're. Wait a minute. So what's the problem? Is air travel unsafe now? Or is it Trump's fault that he's angry at planes? Like, it's got to be like you don't feel safe flying. But that wouldn't be Trump's fault. First off, yeah. So no, that's not what he said. So Leo, he just said that his kids been yelling. His kids have been flying since they were very little, and they're not afraid to fly. But he's afraid to fly. He's the one that's afraid. He's afraid. They're afraid. It sounds like an Olbermann, right? Be afraid. Be afraid. Very afraid. But yeah, so none of that story made any sense to me. I don't know about you guys.
They're scared to fly all of a sudden. So we can't. I guess I should have said tough S, because my parents would have said tough S. Just deal with it.
So your kids are scared to fly now because of Trump? Wow, you guys must live in a fucking like a real fucking left-wing area. Jesus Christ. What, your kids' teachers are telling him it's unsafe to fly now? Like, what? Where do you live? Like, I have not heard that. Yeah. Trump is, yeah. What? Yeah, okay, actually, Down syndrome sumac. Quad, be smart. You know what he means, and it makes perfect sense. Trump is mad. He's mad and might call for the shooting down of American planes. Exactly. Yeah. What is this? It makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. Beloved chatter, thank you, sir, for the $2. I appreciate that. Opie has no interest and just reads his to-do list. Yeah, and I'm assuming his hot wife is probably the one that makes up that list. She just says, here, check this off. And he gives it very little effort whatsoever. Yeah, he probably just absolutely is told what to do and does it, other than waking up before everybody and going in and doing his little Fisher-Price broadcast set like he's doing here. Let's take a peek at Opie Hughes' wife. What do you guys think about that? Opie Hughes' wife. Opie Hughes' wife who fucked Bam Margera, right, folks? You may or may not know that. Lindsay Smigo. Lindsay. And she is a hot fucking commodity. That's a fact, Jack. Nothing you can say about him not having a hot old lady, whatever. She's a pretty one. I guess. I don't think that's her. Oopsies. But yes, I guess we can see why you would want to do whatever she said. I would. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it, baby. We'll do it. But yeah, so she's probably a typical big city lady that whatever you know how malleable ladies are, especially when they have kids. They just want to get along they want to go along to get along, and that's pretty much where they're at with that. So she probably does the same. She probably don't argue when her kids come home and say, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, because my teacher said, my crazy blue-haired lady teacher said this, that in Trump's America, you shouldn't get on planes because, Trump would tell you it's because of the DEI hires, but that's not what Anthony would say. That is what Anthony would say, but that's not what Opie and his wife would say. Beloved Chatter says Opie has no interest and just reads his to-do list. It kind of comes off that way, but like after you see his wife, you understand, right? You know what I'm saying? You understand why. She's hot, man. She's hot. You got to do what she says. All right. Keep playing this fucker.
But I don't know. I mean, we don't live in the 70s anymore. We don't live in the 80s anymore. Nowadays, you got to really listen to your kid and go, all right, I'm not going to put you through the trauma. All right. Hopefully, we'll figure out the flying thing.
Trauma. We won't put you through the trauma of flying. What? I'm not exactly sure how old his kids were. I tried to look that up today, actually. It did not say. I don't know if anyone in here knows how old his kids are, but I'm guessing they're like 10-ish, 10 and something, like right around that age. I don't think they're teenagers yet. Maybe. I believe they're somewhat young. But so you let your kids run your life. I hate that, man. God dang kids.
I think it was the one that crashed so fast, so close to where my wife's family's from. I think that's the one that's made them go, yeah, we don't want to fly anymore. No, thank you. F politicians, they only care about themselves. Oh my God, John Cords, are you correct, sir? You are correct. Man, I don't even know what politician I want to say F you to today. So I say F you to all of them. Give me one good politician, please. Don't say Trump. Please don't say Trump. Leo Gunn.
Leo Gunn. Speaking of Leo Gunn, you son of a gun. You're in there, you son of a gun. But yeah, what's up with that? So that was like 10 seconds straight of laughing and making a like, so this is what he considers comedy, right? Because he cracked up after he did that little thing. Oh, what name me one good politician. Yeah, right. And then he cracks up for 10 seconds. That there was no joke there. So this kid, I mean, you can imagine Opie, what growing up, just sitting around his room by himself, fucking laughing at everything he says to himself. It is so cringeworthy, man. That's why I say he is very possibly the lolcow we need. But I don't know if he's entertaining enough. Wow. All right. I'm gonna end this poll question here in about 5-10 minutes, but wow, that's like fucking dead center, straight down the line, man. 50-50. You guys really can't make up your minds whether or not he's the new hero that we need. Indeed. All right. I don't know how much of this I've never actually sat and watched an entire episode of Opie. That's a fact. I thought it would be good maybe to try to make it through an entire episode, but it's so fucking boring. I don't think we can do it. I can't do it, folks.
Darn, one of mine. Holy crap, can't believe I'm up this early. Hi, Leo. How are you? Good to see you. Hope life is treating you well. Scott Watson up the river, healing from a spectacular, let's call it a spectacular car accident. My friend Scott Watson up the river is hurting. Know why he's hurting? He I think you've told people you got a fine accident with a delivery company. Let's just put it that way. Maybe he's could go for some of that Tracy Morgan money. Let's just put it that way. And the injuries were from the airbags, right? And the seatbelt, right? I mean, we got a lot more protection in our cars today, but man, I'm sure a bunch of you have been in a car accident where the airbags go off. Oh my God. Oh, is that scary? Oh my God. It only happened once in my life, but it was the scariest thing in the world. The accident broke my nose and probably made my back problematic, for the rest of my life. We got sideswiped. The car hit where I was sitting in the passenger seat.
Is that why you're so nasally?
Most know the story by now. I was up in Rochester visiting Brother Wheeze. I just got syndicated with the Opie and Anthony show. We just signed a insane contract. I went up to Rochester to kind of celebrate with my buddy Brother Wheeze. We were going to take a.
So yeah, he's got another one of these mics that you hold in your hand, like Jim Stansel or whatever. I don't know why these guys that whatever, they're not even really necessarily stand-up comedians, but they have to have these fucking stand-up mics where they hold on to them the entire show, and every time they scratch it against their chest or whatever, we have to hear that scratchy noise or whatever. They always sound like shit. This one, he's got it right up to his face, but it sounds like he's 5 miles away from it. So, wow, great. Yeah. Professional broadcaster.
His boat across the Great Lake into one of those small Canadian port towns. Might have been Kingston, if you know Kingston. I guess we're not allowed to do that anymore because we're at war. We're at war with Canada now. By the way, Trump, you know it's illegal to make champagne in America, right? You understand that, right? I think he's trying to tell people we'll just make our own champagne. We're not allowed to. I think in America, we make something that is sort of champagne, but for whatever reason, we're not allowed to call it champagne.
Yeah, it's not champagne unless it comes from a specific part of France called Champagne. I'm guessing. I believe that's how it works, right? White wine. What do they call fucking champagne? Sparkling wine or some shit like that. Sparkling wine in America. I mean, if it's made in America, if it's not made in Champagne, I believe it's called white wine. Or I don't know. Fuck if I know. I don't drink that crap.
So I went up to Rochester.
What am I going to celebrate? Breaking my neck or something? Hey. Yeah, Canada. Fuck Canada. Fuck all you Canadians. Suck it, Canada. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Leo Gunn sparkling. Okay. Thank you. Crumb. Hold on. Crumb Fun says sparkling wine. So that does, I think that's correct. Leo Gunn Canada is going to make a beautiful 51st state. Boom, motherfuckers. That's right. Giroux will be made poet laureate. I like that. Rapper laureate. We do like his raps over here.
Yo, I'm rolling with the metal like Quadfather.
Quadfather. Like Quadfather. That's right. We played his rap, his most recent rap last night. Diss track for Chad Zumock. We're here for it. We like dissing Chad Zumock. Keep that up.
Celebrate with the brother Ways. Big contract. Life is good. Career is good. And we went to Wegmans, and after Wegmans, we decided to take a left into a parking lot to have a little lunch. Wegmans? And, when I try to tell people this all the time. I know you're going to say but let me just tell you anyway. Let me help somebody today. When you're stopped, you're trying to make a left. There's 2 lanes stopped on the other side, right? They make a hole for you so you can make the left turn, right? And everyone starts waving like, look, we made room. You can go. You got to check to see if there's a third lane for the right turners.
because Weeze goes, "Oh, thank you," and he just makes the left, and we got crushed by a third lane. Car hit me where I was sitting. Haven't told the story in a while, and with Scott Watson hurting up the river, I figured I would tell you the story again. So the car hit us. I don't know how fast. All I can tell you is the whole vehicle we were in, a tank of a car up high, thank God, went sideways into a pole, blowing out all the tires, and the airbags went off. And it's the scariest feeling in the world, but it's protecting you. And then there's the white powder everywhere. And then at that point,
it's not cocaine. And that's not Snowy from Michigan. That's right. Where's Snowy when you need him coming out of your airbag? But yeah, so anyway, this is the most boring shit of all time. That was 10 minutes worth. Yes, we're enjoying this very much. Yeah. So what did we learn? That he's got a lot of plans for the weekend, but he has no plans. With his kids are scared to fly. He tells an old anecdote about getting in a wreck. Yes, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. It's the deliveries where it's really at, though, folks. It's not just the delivery, it's everything he's got set up there at his place to do an awesome podcast. All right. And whatever, like I said, we got Robbie Goodwin coming on very soon. This is from recently. Robbie Goodwin was on with the Opester. But yeah, after everything you've been seeing there as far as the equipment and what he's doing for a podcast, let's watch Robbie Goodwin compliment the Opester and get excited about being able to talk about his broadcasting abilities and whatnot.
He's like a great broadcaster.
He really is.
I want to tell you, Opie, I always think you get, I think you're really underrated when it comes to O&A because you were the best broadcaster on that show. Like it didn't feel like a real like you helped it feel like a real radio show kind of.
Right.
I think that's like, when I started the Loud Boys, I got a lot of mean comments and stuff. So, and stuff like that, where it's like so I since then I kind of noticed when people are getting kind of hammered online, but it's like, no, but he doesn't deserve that. Like you're the guy who made it feel like a total complete kind of professional radio show, which added to why it was funny. It felt like a radio show, but pure anarchy, basically.
Well, I appreciate that because I went to school for this.
Yeah, come on, which one is it, Robbie? Was it a radio show or pure chaos? You made it feel like a radio show, even though it was pure chaos. But I thought the Opster was the pure chaos guy, right? The Jack Tober and the let's go kick cakes.
This, people like to make fun of the fact that I like mentioning that I started when I was 18 years old, and I did. And my mentor is Brother Weeze up there in Rochester. He's one of, just a handful of broadcasters that, I could sit down and we get really frustrated because if you're a listener and Anthony's crushing and Jimmy's crushing with his characters, whatever, that's all you give a shit about. You're like, right. Oh my God, I'm in my car. This is hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
That's all they care about. But the little nuances.
Yeah. Like the actual good part of the show, like the jokes and the fun and the funny. Yeah. That's all we notice. That is very true. But yeah, you know what we notice when we watch your podcast that you do in the morning? No laughs. There's nothing funny happening there. And you claim to be a comedy podcast with quick hits. Like I wanted to read the description right off the bat in the very beginning for a reason, because he told us what the podcast's purpose was, which is lots of laughs, lots of quick hits. Even when he has comedians on, there's never laughs, you know what I mean? So we can tell by everything that Opie has done, including with Jimmy, without Anthony around. All the laughs are always everybody but Opie, and Opie wanted to crush. If we end up doing a bunch of these shows, I want to show that Opie never had the funny. And I don't necessarily know that he had the broadcast ability, because if you want to say, well, like, who does a better broadcast right now? It's been Anthony since day one. Like, so if Opie is the professional radio guy, then what does that say? I mean, like fucking Anthony since 2014 has been putting together not just an RSS feed, but he's also he did streaming back when streaming was difficult to do, and he was good at it, if you will. But yeah, so Opie pretty much has a cell phone or a MacBook, whatever he's doing, a laptop at best, and a microphone that sounds like shit.
Is when to set up bits, when to get out of bits, and I wasn't perfect with that. Sometimes I stomped over some good shit. I'm not dumb, I know that, but I was also the guy that had to kind of direct the whole mess of a show. And then it's these tiny nuances that it's not even worth explaining here on the live stream. But when me and Brother Weeze, who's like a legend in radio, we go out to dinner and we drink wine and stuff, we talk about all this stuff. We're like,
we laughed and we talked about everything that was going on the show, and there was all these little things that we would talk about. They're not even worth talking about here on this show with you, Robbie, because you wouldn't even understand what I was talking about. It's all insider broadcasting stuff, man. It's insider shit that you wouldn't get. You don't even need to hear about that, because not only have you heard about everything else he's ever talked about, but this one very specific topic that you wanted to know about, I'm not going to talk about it because you don't get to. That's pretty much what he's saying, right?
No one understands what the guy in the main seat actually does, and they don't care, and it's frustrating at times.
Yeah, we kind of know what you do. You hit the ones and twos, whatever the fuck those are. I mean, whatever. You're running the soundboard, you're running the feed, you're looking up the chat if there was a chat at any moment. We know that Aaron Imholt was even capable of doing a chat and a Twitch stream and all of that stuff when he was on the 101.7 airwaves, right, guys? That we're all very aware of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We laugh and laugh, just like every conversation Aaron has with prosecutors, his best friends, all that stuff. Coach Scott, we laughed and laughed.
Yeah, it's like being a pass first point guard, you know? It's like people only care who scores the basket, but it's like you're the one who kind of set the offense
now, right?
Moving, you know?
Well, that was my first love. So I was a point guard, point guard, shooting guard. So when I do a radio show, I kind of have that same mentality.
I was like the Dave Stockton of broadcasting. I knew how to hand off the ball to the mailman, Carl Malone. I knew I had to get it to the lane so he could charge.
Ball, where are we going? Are we going to Robbie? Is he going to do a fucking impression?
Right. Yeah.
Or are we going to go over here? Is Robbie killing it, or do I, all that stuff? But
I mean, that's the one thing I did notice is Robbie was on his show, and you never handed the ball off to him to do an impression the entire fucking time. So where did you learn that? Like, I've had Robbie on my show, and the guy won't stop doing impressions, and you let him do that because he's good at them, dude. He's like one of the better impressionists that there is in your area in New York City. But yeah, for some reason, when he's on your YouTube channel, like the laughs come to a screeching halt, and the impressions that Robbie's really good at. Screeching halt.
It's a classic white basketball player, just assists and fundamentals. You know, that was classy basketball. You know what I mean?
Well, that was my first love. I honestly, my goal was to go to the NBA.
Really?
Oh, dude, I went to all the basketball camps.
I can't tell. Come on, man.
How are you?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah. When I was 12 years old, I used to play Little League, and I was like, man, someday I'm going to be in the MLB. Yeah, didn't we all say that? I think every boy that's ever grown up ever is thought that they were going to be a professional sports player of some sort, unless they're a total fag like Melton, too fat to play any sports, little fat bastards.
Didn't even make it to 6 foot.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I mean, I like to.
Oh wow! Wah wah wah! I didn't even make it to 6 foot. No shit.
Say because I was a basketball player that I'm 6 foot with shoes on.
No, that's pretty good.
But I was I could shoot the lights out of the ball. I was shooting 3-pointers before 3-pointers were a thing.
Oh yeah.
I was the kid that came.
Oh, wait. You guys remember in the last clip we were watching, I thought Steph Curry changed the game. I thought Steph Curry was the reason everybody's shooting 3-pointers. Come to find out it was Opie all along. Opie's been shooting them 3 since he would shoot a 3 and he would laugh at himself for being such a bad shot, probably. Yeah, what is up with all these guys? All the comedians play basketball. They all think they're good basketball players for some reason, even to the point of having challenges. Yeah, like Big J versus fucking Shane Gillis or Chad Zumach versus Ray DeVito. Yeah, let's have it.
Home from school and practice in my driveway no less than 3 hours a day. My dad would set up the lights. I was that guy. I was a gym rat, and I worked really hard at it. And my career ended when I went to Geneseo, and I was playing Division III basketball, and I snapped my ankle.
Oh.
And at that point, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta just have fun playing basketball. So
bummer.
But I'm obsessed with it. I love it to this day. I really do, dude.
I mean, a lot like his broadcast career, right? Like he filmed the dude in the bathroom and he snapped his ankle when he did it, and that ended his career. And now he just does it for fun. He doesn't do it for cereal. Cereal. All right, that's enough of that. We don't need to hear about the Crowder Boys. Sorry, Robbie. We'll ask you about the Crowder Boys on Friday. Come to find out, that was something I learned very recently, that Rebecca Black, you remember that song Friday, it's Friday. Apparently she's opening for Katy Perry now. It's like, what? I thought that was a joke. It's a joke. I thought that was a joke. Apparently she's an actual pop star now. It's like, what? That's the best they got to offer nowadays, is the lady that was a joke on Tosh.0 is now blowing up and is opening for Katy Perry. It's whatever happened in 2025. We're there, folks. Things are happening out there that you won't believe. Mm-hmm. Oh, all right, let's move over. Sorry, Robbie. Got to cover up your face, buddy. All right, let's get into the next one. What do we got? Oh, what are we doing here? Yeah, so Mr. Professional Opie, why aren't we doing a professional show now? It doesn't make any sense, man. Why not? All right, so I did want to show like the first conversation that Opie and Anthony had 2 years after they had their little breakup, etc. I thought that was kind of interesting. There's so much stuff with Opie and Anthony. There's so much fucking content that we could go through, and I think that's why this could be a fun show, is because there's actually a lot of stuff that we could look at. All right, let's go into Chrissy Mayer interviews, the best producer of all time, the guy that you could say pretty much single-handedly sunk Compound Media, who has all these another expert. This guy's an expert because he really knows how to sink a business. And he does ad large. And I don't mean, that's not a fat joke. believe it or not. It should be, because he is a fat son of a bitch. But yeah, I don't know. Everybody knows. I know Chrissy Mayer. A lot of people in the Dabbleverse know Chrissy Mayer, because guess what? It probably wouldn't have been named the Dabbleverse without Chrissy Mayer. That's right. Fat Rock. I like it, Leo Gunn. Fat Rock. We just always called him the Elephant Man or the Whale Boy. I think he was the original humpback or hunchback. Fat bastard. I like to love Evil Sam. Follow Evil Sam on Twitter. You can look at all the hilarity that guy liked every picture that E-Rock was ever in. That dude photoshopped it. There's probably a million photoshops of E-Rock out there. Pretty funny stuff. All right, let's get into this interview. It was like a 2-hour interview, and 90% of it was very boring. Chrissy interviewing E-Rock, pretty bad interview. As far as, I don't know. I mean, whatever. You probably can't get anything out of this dude anyway, because he's very uninteresting. If you've ever looked at his show, it's called Would You Kindly on YouTube. I have looked into it a few times, and it is the most boring pile of shit on the internet, 100%. But apparently E-Rock has worked for a few companies and done a few things with the broadcasting. So I guess that's interesting. But for the most part, no, it's not. The dude got to hang out with a lot of cool people. So I guess hanging out with Opie and Anthony, that's good enough right there. But yeah, running Compound into the ground, I will never forgive him. I do kind of consider it being Keith the cop. It was a lot of it was, I guess, his fault, because Keith the cop spent a shitload of money getting all the talent, and then it wasn't very well used. And then Keith the cop just up and out of nowhere, just up and left Compound and left E-Rock in charge. And I think E-Rock was only in charge of just a few different things and ended up being the main guy there. And as we know, there is no Compound Media now. So good job, E-Rock. Woohoo. All right. But there's a lot in here, and I'm going to play quite a bit of this. So stick around. Let's get in.
The plaque is askew.
Askew.
I want it more
like a clock.
askew. I might have to move it. It's pretty.
You should turn.
And I have a lot of problems with. So this is Chrissy Mayer's brand new studio. She's going to be having people coming in there. I don't know if they are having technical issues on episode 1, but there's all kinds of stuff I noticed. I don't even think that the lighting, those lights in the background, they're not real. You can tell it's obvious that they're not real. That it's a really bad look. I don't know why they have fake stuff, but the other thing is the lighting. Pay attention to the lighting during the show. Like the lights get bright and dim. I don't know if they do that on purpose. It seems like they're trying to do that. And it's a horrible look for the lighting to keep changing constantly. It's like the sun's rising and setting all during the show. But yeah, whatever. This is her new studio. She's going to be having guests in studio.
Turn this place like into the Haunted Mansion, where things just move throughout the show like that. Yeah, stuff appears behind the couch. He's had plenty of opportunities since the Sirius thing fell apart. I was somewhat at West.
And yes, obviously they're talking about Opie, right? He's had a lot of opportunities since the Sirius thing happened. And that, I mean, whatever. That goes back to my initial theory that he absolutely does not want to stick his neck out there and try to actually do something, big. I think. Well, let's hear E-Rock say it, and then I'll give you some
Westwood
thoughts.
One, during his time at Westwood One, I was supposed to be working on another person's show, and Tim Sabian came to me and said, "We're bringing Opie in. We'd like you to run all his stuff for him. You know him. He'll work with you." And I said, "Tim, I haven't talked to him since the day he slammed the door. He yelled at
Oh,
me and
damn.
slammed the door, and he walked
He
out.
yelled
Right?
at you?
Yeah, that was the last time I saw him. Was he came into our old studios? We had 2 studios. There was the main room, and then there was my control room where I would run the secondary stuff, commercials, satellite stuff, all that shit. And the day he got outage, where Sherrod Small admitted that that video existed and that everybody at the Comedy Cellar saw it and what have you, that was his last show.
It was Sherrod that outed him?
Yeah, because Sherrod's like, "Oh, I saw it. Everybody down at the cellar saw it." Like, and Oak kept telling the lawyer and stuff that that video didn't exist.
Oh, shoot.
And then he had to say it was G-rated at best, so he had already lied to them.
Oh,
And
no.
the staff, myself, I wasn't even involved in it. Like, when that incident took place, I was still in the studio. They all left. The show was
Wow.
over. They left, and that bathroom situation happened. I was still in the studio running stuff and to get to the top of the hour for the next thing to take over. So I wasn't anywhere near it. But we all had to talk to the lawyers. We had to talk to management when this whole stuff was unfolding. And I was like, I had nothing. I was like, I have no part of this. I wasn't there. I can't even tell you what was going on. So I thought, my opinion, he thought we were all gonna cover for him or say that this wasn't that big a deal and that Roland was being crazy. And I had to say, it's like, I was there. What can I tell you? If I tell you anything right either direction, I'm lying to you. Obviously, I was not there. So I couldn't say anything. The other guys told their stories or whatever they said to them. Eventually this was unfolding, but that last show, he walked around to my studio with Vic Henley in tow. Do you know who Vic Henley was?
Yeah.
Right.
In case you don't know, Opie filmed a dude taking a dump in the restroom. And as you know, it's not whatever. You can't film people nude. I don't know if you know that. It's actually a law and whatnot. So yeah, do not be taking videos of dudes taking poo-poos, because it's not like Aaron Imholt with a nice picture of a pretty lady. It's a whole lot worse. And I highly doubt that Opie came out and then showed everybody the picture of a dude taking a dump and said,
"Your boy didn't do too bad, did he?"
So that probably never happened. Maybe it sounds like it. Sherrod Small, another comedian there in New York City that's on Gutfeld all the time. But yeah, Sherrod Small, I highly doubt he was too excited to see dude taking a dump. But that's also, that's kind of back to what we were talking about earlier with Opie thinking what he thinks is funny, like smashing cakes in bums' faces. And whatever, filming dudes taking dumps in the restroom. Like, he literally does have a 20-year-old sense of humor, a 20-year-old's sense of humor, like a very adolescent thinking way of thinking of comedy. So that's the Obster, man, in a nutshell. Ha ha! I filmed you taking a poop. Hilarious, right? He probably did laugh like he laughs at everything else he does. Knuckle in.
And I could see, because the back part of my studio was all a glass wall to the hallway. So I could see Vic over here, and Ope came into my door over here, and he opened the door, and it's one of those big, like, Navy airlock doors where it's pressurized to keep it closed and soundproof and whatever.
Right.
So he pushes the door open, and the last thing he said to me, he goes, thanks. It was like either thanks for having my back or thanks for defending me. I really fucking appreciate it. And then turn around to try to slam the door, but the door is an airlock thing, so it doesn't slam. And he just walked off. And I turned and looked, and Vic just kind of went like this to me, and they walked off. That was the last time I ever saw him.
Wow.
Right? Then I got the phone call around, I think it was 4th of July or something. He's done. And which was ironic because that's when I got the phone call that Anthony was fired on a 4th of July, same day. But when I was going over to Westwood, again, I was offered a job producing somebody else's show. Tim came to me and he said, hey, I really want you to produce Opie's thing. You know how this works. We can work together. And I know Tim. So it makes sense. I said, Tim, I haven't talked to him since that day. He won't talk to anybody. I said, I'm willing to discuss this, but you got to make some kind of meeting happen where we're all sitting together so we can talk this out. Tim goes, not a problem. We'll take care of it. Tim goes and does all this. And God bless Tim. Tim threw him that lifeline to get him on Westwood One because there was nobody
Wow.
that wanted him.
Wow.
Ope wouldn't have the meeting. Ope didn't care, didn't want to know that. In fact, he was offering other producers and stuff that we had way less money to have them come over to produce his thing, and they all told him no. So Ope went without a producer. Tim was trying to get me over there, and because they were moving things, I lost the other show gig because that show was about to launch, and they had to put a different producer in that show.
Man.
So her show took off, and then I was sitting there without the other gig I was supposed to have because Tim asked me to wait, and I did, and it didn't happen.
So is that how you ended up at Compound Media, folks? There you go. But yeah, Westwood One, good gig. I mean, we're talking Dennis Miller and fucking Adam Carolla and shit. Like Westwood One is a big deal. So what I really can't understand why Opie wouldn't have taken a risk back then. So if everybody's wondering why he didn't want to like stick his neck out or whatever, take that first step towards trying to get on a broadcasting, like he said that he went into WABC and checked things out there. And he did not want to do WABC for like 100 less. He would have had to pay to whoever worked for him, but like $100,000 a year, something like that. So he was offered jobs. He just didn't want to take it. So he would rather waste his time in the morning for an hour and make $0 and get fucked with by a bunch of trolls than to actually take that first step and try to do something that he could get paid doing. I guess that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it, right? The dude's just scared to try to succeed. And I'm not even, none of us can say like absolutely 100% that Opie would fail. I think a lot of it's in his own head. So yeah, I guess if you think you're going to fail, you are going to fail. I guess that is what happens. But yeah, so he's scared. He's scared to go live on a bigger platform. So he would rather he'd rather hang out and have Leo Gunn fucking with him at 6 a.m. in the morning. And Barrister 1401 and I whatever. I've seen a shitload of names that I recognize from the Dabbleverse. So the Dabbleverse is on to you, Ope. We're gonna make you our cow, our lolcow. And I'm gonna go ahead and end that poll question right now. Might as well do that real quick here. Bam and bam. There we go. And the poll. So it didn't really change. 122 of you voted. Thank you very much, everybody that voted. I do appreciate it very mucho. Is Opie a lolcow worthy of being the nucleus of the Dabbleverse? No, he is not, for 54%. And then 45% of you say, yes, he is worthy of being our number one lolcow. So thank you, everybody, for voting in that. And I'm kind of surprised it's 50-50 like that, honestly. Shoot. There we go. Let's do that instead. But yeah, 50-50. 50-50. All right, Leo Gunn. Sure, you're rarely up. Now, is it one of those things where you just stayed up all night and you didn't go to bed the night before, so you just ended up watching Opie stream in the morning? I'm sure. Yeah, 6 a.m. I think is when he goes live his time. That would be like 3 a.m. my time. So I'm not staying up or getting up to watch a fucking Opie stream. That's a fact, Jack. I'd still rather watch Opie than Steel Toe, to be honest. I disagree. I would at least you could hear some semblance of a news story here and there in Steel Toe, or maybe possibly hear something worthy of hearing. Opie just absolutely has fucking nothing, dude. Nothing. He doesn't know anything, and all his references are fucking what he not a fan. I'll say that. How about I leave it at that? Not a fan. Okay, and my favorite thing is watching Steel. That's like my favorite thing. Every Monday, like religion. Every Monday morning is my favorite day to check out Steel Toe trying to hit that goal the last 10 minutes of his show. That is the fucking. If you can't get into that, you don't understand humor, man, because that is some of the funniest shit that's on the internet, if you ask me. Watching Aaron Imholt try to hit the goal and getting all pumped up and freaked out and just everything about it's fucking insane. Dude is insane, literally. It's only going to get better. So stay tuned to the fucking Steel Toe Gold Show. Steel Toe Gold Show. Yeah, Leo, you're correct, sir. Melton can literally do 6 hours on that dork. It is insane to me. It's kind of insane to me that but he actually does make it interesting and has a lot of factual information on it and whatnot. But yeah, I get where you get tired of 6 hours is a lot of anyone. You gotta break it up. That's where I think Melton actually does well is breaking it up. I don't think he's as steel toe centric as he was. I think he's broadened his horizons pretty well. But there was a year straight there where it was pretty much steel toe every day, all day. He would wake up in the morning at to detriment of his health even. So not that Melton's a healthy guy, but he can't afford to get any less healthy.
But he had the point of all of this was that he had so many opportunities and so many people around him that were trying to guide him. Tim's like, we're going to build you a studio here.
Wow.
Come do a studio, do a proper thing. He wouldn't do it. He wanted to walk around Manhattan. He wanted to sit on couches in lobbies and do all this weird shit.
Wow.
He had so many people that were just like, oh, let me build this infrastructure for you. Let me show you how to do all this stuff. Nope. Didn't want to do it. I don't know if it was a bullshit pride thing. I think he's afraid.
Yeah.
But what do I know? He's never taken a chance since.
Wow.
And it's just easy to say, I do my own thing. I don't care. I'm happy. He's not happy.
How can you
I
be
know
happy?
people that know him and have told me, and it's not like I'm not going to reveal those conversations and stuff.
Oh, reveal them. No, I'm kidding.
But it's just like they tell me, and a lot of it's unsolicited. And it's like, hey, I talked to. I'm like, oh, how's he doing? Oh, and then they would tell me whatever, and I go, well, that's his own doing. They all know. But he's had all these opportunities, and it got to the point where it was sad and depressing seeing this, to the point where now it's just numb, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do? It's somebody who doesn't want to help themselves that had all the opportunities in the world,
right?
And this is somebody also, because a lot of people think that I'm shitting on Opie all the time. I'm never talking about it. Look at any of my stuff. I never mention him unless I'm asked.
Except for right now.
Well, that like that, or if when I was working with Anthony, if something like that came up.
Yeah.
It's sad, depressing. I'm numb to it now. I don't really care. He gave me an amazing opportunity. Both him and Anthony gave me an amazing opportunity 20 years ago with all
blah blah blah. But yeah, let's go check in on Opie Unleashed, and then we'll get back to this. There is another interesting tidbit there, indeed. But all right, so this is Opie Unleashed, which is different than Opie Radio. See, they're totally different. This is Opie out in the wilds. But like you can tell there, 4:41 a.m. Oh, that's 4:41 my time. All right, so he doesn't get up too early then. That's like 7:45 a.m. my time, or his time. That ain't that early. But yeah, what kind of stuff we doing out there? Look at the shorts. That's where the hilarity comes in, folks. Because on the shorts you can see Opie is really unleashed onto the neighborhoods. So yeah, you use Theo Vaughn's name, Theo Vaughn's lesbian diet confession, and you get 32 views on Theo Vaughn commentary. That's insane. I don't even understand how he could just post other people's stuff flat out with like no commentary. But here's one for you. Here's him walking around just having a good old gay old time there in New York City. Yeah. Oh, what the? I mean, this is hilarious, right, guys? I mean, you guys get the joke, right? Because people are skating around on ice skates and like they can fall and hurt themselves. So yeah, I mean that's the joke, right? Careful, careful. Not only is no one paying attention to him whatsoever, nothing he's saying is funny. I mean that's funny because the raccoon's slightly shaking to a song. Yeah. Yeah, because you can't drive electric vehicles and have fossil fuel vehicles, right? Like you can't have both. I mean, it's just impossible. It's crazy what's happened out there, folks. Good thing Opie's unleashed on the population so that we can get these fucking great. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, actually, maybe that's good. You guys can't hear it because it's fucking retarded. Almost
Hey,
as
Opie,
retarded as me. I'm sorry. There you go. No volume.
I wouldn't do that. The rats pee on the Imagine sign.
Sorry.
They really do. There's an article in the paper. The rats like peeing on that. Your turn. Let's do this.
Yeah, sorry about that, guy.
Very original.
Very original.
But
robot video he found online of
I'm on this new adult lesbian diet, dude.
It's hardy. Being
It's hardy. Oh yeah, it's very hardy.
Yeah.
Dude.
What's on the menu for that?
Mostly meat.
careful, 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 careful,
careful,
careful. Be careful, all right? You don't want any
Careful, all
accidents
right?
at Bryant Park.
And people just
Oh,
ignoring
my
the fuck
goodness.
out of it.
Hey,
What a
Opie,
douche.
fair.
There's your song. See what I'm talking about? That's what we're doing. But yeah, Soren nails it on the fucking button. Sound added nothing. That's right. Sound adds nothing to any of these clips. It's all shite. It's absolute shit. All of it. So congratulations, Opie. You absolutely do not know anything about comedy. And I'm not even saying that I know about comedy. I'm saying you don't. I have never seen anything he's done that is funny. Not one thing. Not one time has the dude said something funny that I thought was hilarious. But I don't know. I don't know. When you watch Anthony and you get, I mean, the dude's the best. Nobody, like Kevin Brennan said, nobody's funnier than Anthony Cumia. That's a fact. All right. The only other interesting thing, and I did want to try to quit before Bedabbler starts, but I probably already missed that. Huh? But yeah. So, all right. What do we got? 2:30 there. All right. I just wanted to play this little tidbit from E-Rock. Was kind of interesting, and then we'll just get out of here. But yeah, so apparently E-Rock ended up with the entire catalog from Sirius from the O&A show. I don't know how that happens. It's a trip.
Of it. That's
Right.
why I didn't say anything. Okay, well now you're aware of it. Will you check it out? Go ahead. Whether you want to react to it or not is up to you. But to not know, to play that whole thing off,
Yeah, and you know your chat is gonna be asking you about it.
it is what it is. Like, would you talk to him? Maybe. Yeah, I would talk to him, but there's a lot of shit that would have to be sorted out before anything could ever move forward. I love getting the messages of I think it's only one guy with like several Twitter accounts.
Really?
But yeah, because it's always sort of the same wording with the
Okay.
message, but it's like Opie says you stole all his stuff. And
Like what?
there was a clip a long time ago. Ope said, I stole the archive of O&A. Like
Whoa.
all that stuff was for him and I won't give it to him. It was something along those lines, right? My job was to archive everything. My job was to cut all that stuff up, best of, save every show, transcribe things, all of that stuff. That was my job. But my job was that for the show. I begged for years, and I've talked about it on Ant's show, and he can attest to this too. When our agent was still alive, Bob Eatman, there were times they were coming around. CBS was getting sold to this company, Entercom, at the time. The rights were up in the air for the O&A stuff. I'm like, I talked with Bob. They worked a deal to get it real cheap. Let's buy and own the material. Wouldn't do it. Why? It's all over YouTube. What do I care? It's on YouTube. We don't need to own this stuff, but we should own the rights to it. Wouldn't do it. Entercom then changes into this company, Odyssey, which is what it is now. And terrible name. And they the ownership is now we're like 3 companies removed from the ownership. The rights got lost. I went through proper channels. There was a movie that was being produced that wanted to use a clip of O&A in the movie. Sony reached out to me and said, hey, we were told you have the stuff here. What do we have to do to get permission for this stuff? So I said, well, I have this stuff, but I got to see about as far as the Sirius XM stuff goes. Oh, well, they claim they don't own it. What do you mean? So Sony's now telling me that they went to Sirius. Sirius says they don't have it. They don't own it. They want nothing to do with it. Can you send me that correspondence? They sent me those emails. I contacted an entertainment lawyer. I go, here's the thing. Well, who has them? Me. They don't have anything? No. How do you know they don't have anything? Because I didn't give it to them. When I left, the hard drives and stuff they thought that they had with all the material were dummy files. And they were all labeled, but there was nothing on them.
Wow.
So they took the stuff. There's nothing there. They had nothing. And I blew everything out of the computers. It's all sitting on hard drives in air sealed containers at my place. I have all of it. Right?
Wow.
So I said to Sony, here's everything. They send me the Sirius XM stuff. We checked out one more time with Sirius. They wanted nothing to do with it. In a roundabout way, they were saying, contact Opie and Anthony. So I show Anthony. He saw the paperwork. It was a movie. I think it was called what is it called? It stars Jennifer Lopez, and I think Jennifer Lawrence is in it too.
All right, so who cares?
Okay.
I don't know. Did you guys notice the lighting change all the time?
Oh yeah, Hustler.
I haven't done terrestrial radio since 2009. That was the last time we did Opie and Anthony on terrestrial radio. So
watch the light change.
It's been a long time. It makes sense to see if
it gets dimmer and brighter.
Connection to a studio to make sure, and he even said this too, to make sure he's not going to drop the N-word or something like that in there. He understood. We all understood. It's
Does he have a sign in his studio like "Don't say the N-word"? Just like I should. Put one
told
up
him.
there.
I told him. I said, put under your monitor terrestrial. Say whatever you want. Right there. I'm more excited.
Yeah, we gotta see what
right there. There, watch. Yeah, what's up?
Which company?
Watch the lighting.
Your
Dims.
last name wrong this whole time, like for years.
Yeah, you see that? It brightens up, it dims down. Like they must have automatic fucking lighting or something. I don't even know what's going on there. Very weird though. Not a fan. But yeah, I thought that was very weird. Out of nowhere, E-Rock just gives up the ghost that he absolutely did steal all of the archives from the O&A show. That is kind of weird, man. So what, he has the entire catalog now? It sounds like, quant mute it and put it to 2 times 3. No, we don't have anything else to watch on that. We can get back to this show again sometime, maybe, possibly. If people are into it, the O&A content is far, wide, and reaching, and we should actually get into some more of it. I think it would be fun. There's so much out there. We should revisit this sometime. I do think this is a good start. That's the end of pretty much everything I wanted to show. Of course, check us out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern, and weekly Dabble Review, 5 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. That's our membership only stream. If you don't have a membership, get one, or be like our buddy Deadfool, who gifted 5 memberships today. I appreciate everybody giving. That's not what I came here for, the grift, but I do appreciate it. I just thought, sitting around thinking about Opie, maybe he's our guy. Let's revisit that thought. Like I said, and so those are fake lights. Yeah, I meant just to watch the light effect. Right, but you saw it. Like, I have no idea why they have the lighting going up and down and changing during the show. It's fucking weird. Unless it's an accident, and then it's a technical issue. But yeah, and then they got those fake fucking fake lights on the wall. What do you call those? Sconces? A sconce. Fake sconces on the wall. And it's all very, it's a cheap looking studio, cheap looking wallpaper. I don't even know. I don't know what she was going for, but she got whatever she wanted, I guess. All right, folks, come back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Go check out B Dabbler. I think he's starting real soon here. In fact, I could probably send my audience to them. That's what I'll do, and then I'll end this. All right. How do you redirect an audience? Let's see. We figured this out. Yes, Bedabbler is live, indeed. Very, very cool. We love Bedabbler. He's a funny guy. And of course, Cardiff and all those guys. OJ. Good eggs. Couple good eggs. Redirect. Yes, redirect. And be that way. B. Damn. Yes, that's the one. David. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. We do appreciate it. When you get over there, tell them that Quad Father sent you. Other than that, thank you very much, everybody, for popping in today and enjoying some Opie content. And we'll see you tomorrow night, 5 o'clock Eastern. Have a wonderful evening. Love you more than a friend.
I had to fight my whole life. I could beat you up even if you had 1,000 knives. Even if you had infinity knives, I would punch you up into the air like a kite. I bet you sleep with the night light, cause you're scared of the dark, cause you stink like a fart. Well, I like your fart on fire with my rhymes. You think I won't? I do it all the time. I bet I got more money than Jay-Z. Compared to me, Jay-Z is lazy. Plus Beyonce thinks that I'm cute. It's okay, Beyonce, I think you're cute too. I made out with so many girls. Made out with every girl in the world. I might look small, but I'm not. I don't care if you're big, I'll fight you. Well, I do know that I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls, cause I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stacks, I bet you that she calls.